Right, welcome back to the 29th Irish Open, live from the Stillorgan Bowl in the Leisureplex, Stillorgan, Dublin, Ireland. Squad 9, I think now, is it? Squad 9? 10. Squad 10. We're going to be joined by Timmy Mack and Adam Michaels very shortly. Adam, take a seat. You can join in now and we'll bring in Timmy very shortly. Thanks to Adam and Mike, Adam and Michaels, Adam and Tim. We're going to get a bit of a break, Simon and I.
Afternoon, Dom.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Back on now.
Afternoon, Dom. Can you hear me?
Afternoon, yeah.
Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
You get some rest last night, did you?
A little bit, yeah.
Good night's sleep.
Head hit the pillow and I was gone.
Yeah, I was the same. It was the room was red hot where I was, and I turned the aircon on.
Yeah.
It was like freezing at 2 o'clock when he came in.
Thanks for inviting me back in the booth. I enjoyed it yesterday.
No, thanks for coming in. We need more people like you to relieve us of the pressure of...
Can we reword that?
Well, yeah, okay. Maybe not that kind of relief. Featured pair, even. Sam Rose, Steve Gassmans, Matt Curtis and Oliver Dauncey. And to the left there, Joe Alsibrook, Scott Walmsley, Gavin Greaves and Greta Forsyth. The other side, Lauren Duggan, Thomas John, James Claxton, and what the hell does that say?
That says Birkeland Osmond.
Birkeland Osmond.
We're getting towards the weekend now, Dom, so we've got Squad 10. More people have arrived today, obviously, by plane or however, whatever travel they've done. We've now got some serious players arriving. A plethora of players. There's a
word for you.
Plethora of players. So this squad, we've got former winners, we've got England internationals, we've got Dutch internationals, we've got medal winners from Commonwealth Games and European Games. Going to be a good squad, this one, I can feel it.
We've got a mix of everything then, haven't we? We've got the chat on anyway. Let's get the chat working. So
got to get the chat on for this one because don't know about you, Don, but I'm excited to be sharing the booth with Tim a little bit later.
Yeah, he's good, he's Timmy. Just remember to talk about the bowling a little bit.
Yeah, sorry yesterday, guys. Sorry. No, I'm excited.
It's all right for me to say that, but I do the same. We can talk about stuff for 10 minutes or 3 hours.
He told me about an hour ago, he said, you're going to have to carry me, Adam, because I'm a bit nervous. I am nervous to share the booth with him. I'm excited.
Really?
Yeah, I've got goose pimples.
Guys. Yeah, you've made it now. I've done commentary with Tim Mack.
Absolutely. No, Dom, I've done commentary with you.
Oh, I'm honoured to hear that. I only do it because no one else will.
Let's see if we can get the views over the 100 this time. You guys doing a great job. Got up to 94, I think, last squad. Let's squeak out another 6 viewers. Let's get over the 100.
Yeah, that's not unusual for qualifying squads and stuff. And then we hit finals day and it'll be up to 200 or 300 easily. So Craigie Farr, all thumbs up from Craig.
Craig, have you got nothing better to do? You've been on this every squad. How are you doing, fella?
I need to get the pop-out chat and then that'll be a little bit better. There's a pop-out chat. Here we go. Close that down.
So how many have we got joining us at the minute? Does that tell us?
I don't think it does, actually. Oh, man. To move that over a little bit.
Anybody in the live chat, if you do have some questions you've already thought of, get them in now. We'll ask Tim when he gets here because the chat does stay on the screen. We can scroll up.
Right, remember, when you want to change, go to web stream.
Yep.
And then just hit that one. Yep. And that will change over. You want to go back, just go to that blue one. There you go.
Oh, this is different to yesterday. That wasn't split screen like that.
What, on 2 screen?
Yeah,
yeah. Just on 1, yeah. So yeah, it queues up on that one.
Yeah.
You know it's all ready, and then you just bing straight across.
I love that view.
And then
that is a sexy view.
Back again.
Not just because Sam's on the approach either.
He's a good-looking lad, is Sammy.
Look at that whippet. Look at them snake hips.
Snake hips. And of course, you know how to change the green ones. The green net cam if you need to move it around or anything.
Expert on this one.
Yeah. Adam's getting a crash course in streaming and he's doing really well so far. We're just waiting on Timmy coming in. He's just making a couple of calls to the States, probably his little girl. So during the break, I got a chance to speak to Barry Brown in the pro shop. We've got an interview, a 5-minute interview with Barry to run at some point today, probably in the evening show. Talking about the pro shop and business and what his biggest selling balls have been over the years.
It's got to be a hard trade to be in at the minute, I would imagine.
Well, I'd have thought so. I mean, you can make a few quid, but it is literally a few quid, isn't it?
I'd love to know if having an event like this here he has a massive spike in sales, or if, say, for example, if there's a 300 ball on the lanes and there's a rush to the pro shop to buy that ball.
It's possible. I don't know.
Anybody know what he shot 300 with earlier this morning?
No.
No.
We should have asked, actually.
Tim will be it. Fingers crossed it was a storm ball.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Don't know, actually. With the Europeans, they tend to be a lot of ebonite over there in Brunswick, don't they?
Yeah.
Looks like we've got possible 300s on the cards already. We've got front 4 for Scott Wormsley. Squad winner last year. We had him in the virtual studio. And Joe Alsibrook has opened up with a front 3.
Told you it was going to be good, Dom. Told you it was going to be good.
You did, yeah. Like you say, though, from now onwards, the blocks have got a lot of good players in them.
I mean, I know
they did anyway, but
there was good players dotted here and there, but now there's going to be a higher proportion of each squad.
Yeah, definitely a high percentage, isn't there? Whereas you had 2 or 3 before, you've probably got 8 or 9 that are all capable of.
If they get some good crosses and they all help each other, there could be some massive scores.
I don't know if they'll help each other.
I didn't mean give each other advice. I mean,
you know what I mean? Yeah. If they line up together, or follow each other, or.
So on the feature pair, Sam Rose, England international. We got EBT veteran nowadays, Steve Gassmans. A couple more young bowlers, Matt Curtis, Oliver Dauncey. Not started off the best, but 6th game format. Don't need to do it all in the first game, do they, Dom?
No, not really. I'd like to see Sam Rose actually show that potential he's got and probably make it to the final of this one. He's one of them that could do really well. He just needs confidence in him, I think. Yeah,
on his day is unplayable. On his day is he can shoot silly numbers with the best of them. He's every year goes by, he's getting more and more experience. Just been to the Commonwealths. It's only going to add to his locker of tricks, and
he's growing up as well. He's still a kid after all, isn't he?
Yeah. People forget because he's been around for so long. Because he's been good for that long. He's made a change recently up to man weight. He's gone up to 16-pound bowling balls.
Has he?
Trying to get himself to slow down, I think he told me. He has a tendency, he won't mind me saying, he has a tendency to overthrow it sometimes. He calls it gas it. If anybody had the pleasure of bowling with him and he bowls about a shot that he thinks he's thrown too hard, you'll hear him say, gas that one.
I know when back in the day when I were kind of his age and younger, we all bowled with 16-pound balls. We didn't bowl with 15. I think it was late 90s that people started to go down to 15 because of the reactives and stuff, just to be able to get more speed on it more than anything. But what's your opinion on 15 versus 16 hitting power?
My opinion is I can only throw 15. I'm not strong enough to throw 16.
For 16, yeah.
My opinion is if you can, without any detriment to the rest of the game, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
Because laws of physics come in somewhere. You know, speed, power, weight. You're going to hit the pins harder. Some people, I think, maybe not so much nowadays, but not so long ago, we said sometimes the ball's going to hit too hard. I must admit, I haven't spent time looking into it, but if most of the pros are using 16s, it's got to be a good idea.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even know that. I didn't know if the pros were rolling 16 these days.
Yeah.
I know Dom went to 16 again, didn't he?
So did Stu.
We've got a question for Timmy when he comes in.
Keep it on the screen, I'll get it.
Yeah. From Paul Edser. We'll save that one for you, Paul, when Timmy comes in. It shouldn't be long now.
Probably signing autographs over there somewhere.
Yeah. He said he had a few calls to make, so it's probably family or business or one or the other. Oh, that's the first mechanical fault I think I've seen.
Looks like
of some kind. It's an underground.
Yeah, it looks like possibly a pin's gone down in front of the ball or something. see what happens here. See if he pulls the pin out.
It would be funny if
Yeah,
he pulled out a rabbit
or a turkey.
a turkey.
Yeah, he's pulled a pin out, so that's just gone down in front of the ball. But it's a good point you make. I mean, this centre's not the youngest, but the team here do a great job. They've not had many breakdowns.
No, they're old machines now as well.
Yeah.
8270s more than likely, and they've had a lot of modifications and work done over the years, but the pins are spotting nicely. There's no pin drops.
They always do a good job here. I mean, they've always got extra staff on watching the lane, so you just raise your hand if you've got a problem. And a couple of mechanics on every squad.
I think these days you just need one really good mechanic though, and a team of people under him, and they have got a really good mechanic here.
This could skew your viewing statistics. We've got a viewer all the way from Texas.
Texas! Hi Coach Carter, thanks for joining us again.
Good film, that.
I've never seen it.
I want to say Samuel L. Jackson.
Is that American football film?
Basketball.
Was it basketball?
Yeah.
I'm not really into my American sports. This is as good as it gets, bowling. Reese Bean, how is Giles-Brooke doing? She's striking a lot.
Yeah.
She's 279 pace, front 3, 9 spare strike. But Scott Walmsley's the man at the moment, front 6. We have won 300 today from Sorensen from Denmark. And I'm going to leave you now because we've got the one and only, and I mean one and only.
He's coming.
Mr. Tim Mack.
Here he is, guys. Here he is.
Oh my God. The live stream.
Super excited to have you here, Tim. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Great to be back in Ireland, and thanks to Tommy Gall and Talk Tenpin for everything they do in bowling, and proud to be part of the event. Obviously, this year I'm not bowling, but proud to be the title sponsor with Storm Bowling Products, and we're happy to support the Irish Open and support bowling in Europe. So it's pretty cool.
Like I say, thanks for taking the time to sit with us. Let's hope we can put on a good show for the guys.
Yeah, it's been some good bowling this week. I've witnessed a lot of strikes, but I got to be honest with you, there is an out of bounds if you get it going down lane on the right side and the left side.
Yeah.
There is a place down there where no man's land, it doesn't come back. So it's been great so far to see a lot of great scoring and some familiar faces and some new faces and some great young kids out here that are striking like maniacs. And it's always good to get on and share with the viewers that are watching around the world and in Europe and around the world what's going on in bowling, what's going on with tournaments. Even you watched you strike like a maniac yesterday too.
Thank you.
14:02 for the great AM. It's pretty cool.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We got anybody in the chat? Is anybody in the chat talking?
Yeah, we've saved up a couple of questions for you straight off the bat, Tim, if you want to take them.
Okay, great. All right, let's see.
One from Paul Edser.
Paul Edser, if you were to take a complete new rookie kid now, would you steer them towards two-handed or single-handed? That's a good question, actually. I don't know the answer to that right now. Obviously, the two-handed style has been pretty dominant with Jason and Osku and what they've been able to do around the world for so long. I met Jason when he was 15 years old.
That's a long time ago now.
Yeah, and was fortunate enough to be part of his development and helping him, see the world a little bit and travel with him and then watch him grow into the greatest bowler in the world. And the one thing we don't know yet, and time will tell, is how it takes its toll on its body. The two-handed style takes its toll on the body. So. With Osku, I know Osku's a little bit more explosive and a little bit more power oriented than Belmo. Belmo's a little bit more I want to say finesse two-hander, but he's got more feel and more tricks than Osku does at the current moment. And Osku a little bit more explosive, and his body's taking a little bit more of a beating because of that. So.
If you take the time to look at some of these two-handers out there, you can spot massive differences between them.
100%.
Even though they all put two hands on the ball. Even got the young kid Simonson.
What a talent he is!
Again, throws it differently to the two guys you just mentioned there in Belmo and Osku. So
sure.
Going back to the question, I've to put my two pennies within. I think if you're going to learn how to bowl it two-handed, you need to do it from a young age.
It certainly helps.
You need to condition that body towards it. Whether or not teaching-wise, whether or not it's maybe easier to teach the fundamentals of bowling to a single-handed player first and then progress to two-handed, or come straight out of the bat and go to two-handed, I'm not sure.
I mean, it depends how you look at it. There's a couple ways to look at it. I mean, there's been some people that were one-handers that try to convert into two-handers that, like you said, haven't had as much success as the people that start out two-handed. I'm a firm believer that all bowlers have their own bowling DNA.
Yeah.
And, you've got to work within that bowling DNA and to make each player great and to make each player successful and what they do good and what they don't do good, and try to pick up on their strengths and pick up on their weaknesses and, enhance their strengths and obviously try to get rid of their weaknesses. So there's definitely a couple schools of thought there. And it's a question, I think, Paul, that we could talk about for a long time.
Well, a squad takes a couple of hours, but I think that if we stick on one topic for that long, I think we might bore some people to death.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Watching
Watching from Texas, Coach Carter. Got to love that.
I wish I was back overseas rolling Tuesday and shot 697 sets. Seems like if I pull full set together, I would have a chance over there. To be honest, anybody's going to have a chance at this tournament. It's very friendly lane conditions. If you throw the ball decent, make some good shots for 6 games, you can put in a decent set.
Absolutely, and it's nice to see tournaments sometimes that have a good scoring pace, where people leave with a good experience and they leave happy. The pattern's challenging enough over 6 games that the whole building's not averaging 240, but you do have people that do bowl well if they get lined up. They're going to put some good scores together, and that's what's supposed to happen.
Ronald Boom is correct. It is Bourbon Street, I believe, 10-1 ratio thereabouts.
Is it 10-1 or is it? I heard it's 6 or 7-1. I don't know. I to be quite honest with you,
let's see if I can get it on
being
my
a Peters,
phone.
I don't know the exact pattern. I've been working on some of the other things this week. Actually, I don't have to be down in the set tee helping guys try to strike. So it's something different. So I don't know what the exact ratios are, but it is definitely on the softer side where you do have a little bit more margin for error, left to right, and right to left. So
6.7-1 by looks of it.
yeah,
So
it's Bourbon Street. Is that what they're using?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that it was almost 7, 6.5 to 1, and that's a pretty good ratio. And you're going to find that's a good scoring pattern, a good scoring pace.
It's classed in the recreational set of the Kegel patterns. So something that you probably never normally see over there in the PBA. Obviously, nowhere near it.
We don't see a lot of 6 to 1s. No.
So that's why you guys stood at the back of the lanes with your bowlers making suggestions.
If we saw a lot of 6 to 1s, I may have more hair, B, be a lot less stressful, and C, we drill a lot less bowling balls.
Yeah.
And the days would go by a lot quicker because there'd be a lot more strikes. And there'd be a lot less panicking out there. So, I mean, it's tough on the tour, traveling around the world, and some of the patterns these guys see. And if you take, for example, you take a week where we may have 75 guys throwing storm balls. You've got 75 different shot shapes with 75 different personalities. That's pretty difficult to manage between 3 guys, which are Jim Callahan, a.k.a. Bruce, and Delmas Ballard, a.k.a. Yoda. And
don't forget your good self.
And then you got that guy over there, Tim Mack, in the back. That just
he knows a little bit about bowling, I've heard.
Kind of hanging around. So.
He knows a little bit.
Yeah, still liking a swing. Now the guy just asked what was the pattern. Pattern is Bourbon Street. So you can go to kegel.net and check out the pattern. You can see all the ratios and actually see the graphs of the pattern of what they're bowling on.
So as we've said, it's one of the recreational patterns, one of the easier ones to play on. If you're just looking at some of the scores right in front of us, we've got some stringer strikes going on here. It's exciting to watch. Steve Gassman's is working on back 9.
What a shirt he has on right now.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Do you think he's
Stevie G
advertising the good Storm logo?
That's my original Storm shirt that I wore out on tour, and it's one of my favorites. Nice simple design, and gotta love me some. And by the way, real men have no hair, just so you know. So Steve, I'm a fan because you're wearing that shirt well and you're wearing that head well. You're just like me. I appreciate you, partner.
Well, he's up on the lanes here. Let's see if he can finish this 10th frame off. Going for the 11th shot here on the lane 9. Sorry.
Going for 265 and
just a little inside.
Looks like 251 is going to be a good score if he spares it. Using the new Rotogrip Daredevil. Real good angular ball down lane. Real clean through the front.
Where does that sit against the No Rules Pearl?
No Rules Pearl is an asymmetrical pearl, so it's a little bit stronger, a little bit more mid-laney. The Daredevil's got a little less core in it, but real clean and real angular down lane. If you guys remember the Marvel Pearl on the Storm side, we like to equate the Daredevil with a Marvel Pearl on steroids. It's got incredible back end, and our R&D department back there in Utah have done a fantastic job. Hats off to Hank Boomershine and Chris Schlemmer and Steve Klompkin and Victor Marion and all the gurus back home in Storm that put these great products out there for everybody to put in their hand.
Well, Stevie G making it look good in that first game. He didn't quite make the spare, but still 2:49 to kick off. You're not gonna hand that back very quickly at all.
You got Scott
oh yeah, he's
Walmsley over there shooting 254, and
Joe
Alzebrook on 279 right now.
Shall we see if we can turn that camera a little bit? How am we looking?
Keep going. That's good right there.
Good right there.
We'll go right there. You'll be able to see her finish up at the foul line and then watch her ball go through the pins.
Great style of Joe's.
She's really excited to get her new bowling shirt on, so she's all excited. She's all happy.
Well, just like her, that shirt is
colorful.
Colorful, yeah. Here she comes, guys.
Coach Carter's got another question after we watch Joe come into your screen.
See if she can finish off this good game.
There she is.
Oh, smooth off hand.
That didn't get it out. That's still a solid game.
We've seen that every squad so far. You've seen people running strikes, and then all of a sudden that flat 10 or ring 10 just nips them, stops the momentum.
Yeah, I think what people don't know, if you're just tuning in or watching all week, the Leisureplex here in Stillorgan just put brand new pins in.
3 weeks old, yeah.
Yep, 3 weeks old, and anybody that knows, brand new pins are a little harder to knock down and a little heavier, so you don't get as many half hits as you would with pins that are got a little bit more wear and tear and get a little bit more work into them. So
yeah, the bottoms are a little bit flatter, brand new. Like you said, they've not had the snoz knocked out of them for a couple of years, and can be a little bit harder to knock them corner pins out.
Yep. So going to go back to a couple questions in the chat. Coach Carter, what would you recommend as a good solid to follow up with after the no rules breaks down? A good solid?
So coming down from a no rule, so after the lanes start breaking down.
So you want to come down, you wanted a solid ball or you want a pearl ball? I mean, and it's all contingent on how long the oil pattern is, where the volumes are, what surface you're bowling on, who the player is, how they're playing the lanes, how many games you got going. So there's a lot of layers to that question there, Coach Carter. But I would actually recommend, if you want something that was a little longer, if the no rule starts to read the mid lane a little bit, I'd go to a Daredevil.
Yeah.
I'd go to Daredevil. And if you want to stay on the asymmetrical side, you can go to a Code Black. The Code Black is a little cleaner and a little longer and a little bit more angular down lane than the No Rules Pearl. So there's two options right there. And if you want to go even weaker than that, you can go to the new Reckham on the Rotogrip side as well. That's going to be cleaner and angular down lane. And if you want to go stronger than that on the Storm side, you go to the brand new Timeless, which is a new Signature Series ball that we've just got coming out. Because someone's asked me, Craig Farr's asked me if I've thrown it. Timeless is a beast, buddy. I haven't thrown it personally, but I've seen it go down the lane a number of times. And the reason I haven't thrown it because I'm recovering from a broken leg and surgery that I had on my leg on November 15th. So I was hoping to bowl this tournament, but not ready to go.
We're sad not to see you on the lanes, Tim. I mean, I know our viewers here are benefiting from you on live stream, but I think everybody prefers to see you on the lanes.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun out there. I don't get out there, Madam, that much anymore. I kind of sprinkle some bowling in with the work. I like what I'm doing, trying to help the game in a different way with the coaching and teaching, and obviously the responsibility I have at Storm Bowling Products. That's there's a lot of things that I'm doing. So, but anytime I get a chance to get out in the lanes, it's always fun. It's always nice being in that moment, and love competing. Love competing.
So game one coming to an end here in squad number 10, Leisureplex in Stillorgan, Dublin, Ireland. Storm sponsoring the 29th edition of the Irish Open.
29 Irish Opens. Incredible run.
Going to be a big one here for the 30th next year.
Hope so, and we'll be involved in it again. We've had a 3-year deal with the Irish Open. We're looking forward to being back and trying to help bowling grow and trying to help the customers and clients that put the best products in the world in their hand, which are Storm products and Rotogrip. and try to get all the best balls in their hands.
Definitely some of the best balls on the market at the minute for my money.
Yeah, I mean, other companies are working hard and doing well, and they're nipping at our heels, and we've got to constantly try to stay ahead of the curve and hopefully continue to provide a service for our customers and our clients all over the world.
I mean, speaking personally, I throw only Storm and Roto because they seem to suit my game more, but I think that you could say that of any bowler out there. They're going to pick the equipment that suits them. It just seems to me that Storm equipment suits more people than other equipment out there. That's not to say the other equipment's bad or it's not as good. It just seems to me to suit more people generally.
Well, that's the goal, isn't it? I mean, we appreciate that, and that's the goal, Adam, and thanks for that. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot. I've worked with Storm for 22 years, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for all the other bowling ball manufacturers that are involved in bowling. We're all trying to make bowling better. We're all trying to do a good job to help our sport grow, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for everybody out there. With Brunswick, Motive, Ebonite, and obviously Storm, and all the companies out there. They're all trying their best to do a great job to service bowling. So
it's good to see more than one bowling ball manufacturer having success, because it creates rivalries and interest, and
well, it certainly does. Yeah,
keeps you all on your toes, and the technology is progressing. And
competition is good in any regard,
absolutely,
and you need it for success, and it's healthy. So we just got past a sheet from Dami Gall, and some games that he wants us to announce.
Take us through
first game. So we had Joel Osselbrook, as we said, at 257. Scott Wormsley at 254. Lee Cucker at 236. Glenn Richardson, 215. Rob Thorby, 225. Jamie Bottomley, 207. And I'm going to let you, Adam, try that one right there.
I could see this one coming. Ollie Abashore,
239. Well done, Ollie.
Of course, Joe will get the 8 bonus spins as well. For the
265,
yeah.
A lot of talk about that recently with all the women having the success they've had out there on the European tour, and the women are strong players. They're great bowlers, and I'm a firm believer that they don't need 8 pins. The ball doesn't know your sex going down the lane.
Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer that equality is a great thing in our sport, and I give mad respect to all the women bowlers out there, and actually there's many times where I enjoy watching the women bowl more than the men, because they're such tacticians, and they're such great shot repeaters in the game, and it's you go to a women's tournament and go watch. Tell me how many of them fall off balance.
Yeah,
they're what's good about bowling. So it's really really pretty neat to see their meteoric rise, but.
There's very few female bowlers who can, let's say, overpower a lane condition. If the lane condition is getting tricky, whatever, men, we can have a propensity to overpower the condition and make it suit us. The women, through genetics and everything, don't have that option. So, like you said, they've got to rely on shot making and small adjustments. And like you said, it can be really interesting to watch.
Absolutely, and I have equal amount of respect for the men and the women, and it's. It should be fun to see what happens this week.
It's interesting to say that they don't need the 8 pins, because, of course, Kelly Cooley didn't need the 8 pins on that major tournament.
No, she didn't. She won it fair and square, and she always get credit for that. Unfortunately, when the women win these big tournaments, you just had Daphne Tan, which was an incredible performance last week up at the Ballmaster. She won the Ballmaster.
Yeah.
But had she had won the Ballmaster without the handicap, people would have been like, "That's incredible."
Yeah.
They're already saying it's incredible that she won with the handicap, but if she had won it without it, amazing. So I'm in agreement with you. Kelly Kulik went out there and beat everybody, men, women, without the handicap. And I'm a firm believer that I believe the women are that good.
Yeah.
And they can, and they have their own tour now. I understood it. I understood it a little bit more when the women didn't want to. They didn't have a place to play.
Yeah.
They didn't have a tour, but with the European tour. Out there and them giving ladies prizes and what have you. I'm a firm believer that equality is the best thing, and for our sport to garner the attention it needs to garner, handicap is not something that I think helps the sport at this level.
Yep.
When you're bowling league and you're bowling the other levels, I think it helps there, but I certainly don't agree with the handicap. In scratch tournaments, in major championships. That's my personal opinion. For the sport to flourish and get to the next level, which is the Olympic level, they're when the men and women won the 100 meters, they're not having the women run against the men
Correct,
and
yeah.
giving the women a 10-yard start. So, and that's what it would be the equivalent of. And I think we need to respect the women and what they do in our sport and what they do worldwide. And they have their own tours and their own and we love it. I love when they're in the tournament. A, it makes it better looking.
Yeah.
And B, they're nicer.
Nobody wants to see a squad full of me and you playing, do they?
Yeah, that's right. They don't want to see a squad full of uglies out there. They certainly want to see us see the women out there playing. So, like I said, much respect to them and love watching them bowl. So
we've got a question coming from.
We got a couple of them actually.
Anders Hansen, are you doing any clinics with the ball reps in Europe?
Yeah, we're not sure, Anders. We'd like to do that. I know. Myself personally, I've been able to do some things in England with some of our staff there, some of our pro shop people there, and got together and been able to try to give back to the sport and try to get some education out there and some people and make their games better. And they've been quite successful. So we're hopeful that could happen in the future.
Just very recently, just been up in Shipley?
Yeah, I was up in Shipley, which we went there last year with myself and Wes Malott and Stuart Williams right before the Weber Cup and had a great day there. And was up there doing some one-on-one clinics for some groups of people. It was really successful, and kids got a lot out of it. And I had ages from from 9 years old to 71.
Wow.
And it was a lot of fun. It was an awful lot of fun and an enjoyable experience. So
it's obviously one of the best things about our sport is anybody can play.
That's right.
No
that's
age,
right.
No gender.
And to see the excitement and just the will to want to learn from a gentleman by the name of Eddie Rowe, who's a lefty, 71-year-old guy, both six nights a week. He's cut it down to 4, but just his willingness still to learn and gather information. Then you take it all the way down to Charlie Upton, who's 9 or 10 years old, who was just as keen, and his younger sister Millie. So it was really pretty cool to. It's always pretty cool to try to influence the youth and also the experience.
Did you get a chance to notice the differences Jeff made up there at Shipley with the new lane machine and the new bar?
Yeah, I mean,
and
fantastic.
The
You got to hats off to I think it's Kevin. Kevin owns the.
Okay.
Kevin's last name.
I know.
But he's been
Jeff,
instrumental, Kev, in the bowling up there, and hats off to him and everybody in Shipley. They're doing a good job up there. Steve Kay got the shop up there, doing great for the customers up there, and it's been fantastic. So,
Reese Bean, I love Joe's style. Her approach is very unique. However, it makes her release lovely and smooth. I'd love to have a soft release like Joe.
I'd agree with you, Reese.
It's a great point that Reese is bringing up here. Success, especially on tougher patterns, and you can see a common thing amongst the better pros, or even all the pros, is the soft hand at the bottom of the swing.
Absolutely. No, and the one thing you see against not only the pros but the great European bowlers and the people around the world, repeatability.
Yeah.
Can you repeat it? That's key. Great spare there from Pete Stevenson right in front of us, even the 3, 4, 6, 7, and making it like it was his job. Obviously, a big smile on his face.
He's riding the high. He's just come over from Alsa this morning where he shot 13-15 for 5 games.
Well, that's a lot of strikes.
That's a lot. Yeah, he had 834 the first 3 games.
That's a lot of strikes. We got bowling 300. What did Pete? Who's Pete? Which Pete?
It's right in front of us, Pete Stevenson.
Well, I mean, there could be 5 Petes in this squad. I don't know.
Is it true?
Right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have to let us know the last name there, partner.
Okay.
Again, I have my sound off, so I can't hear what it said.
Back to him.
We're going to type back to you.
You take the next one while I'm typing.
Yeah, and Craig talking about my motorcycle story. The motorcycle when I shot in 300. That was good times, good fun, buddy. Reese Beans. Tim, how do you feel? How do you feel when you are on the lane helping? When I'm assuming that's one of the Storm Map staff members help him win a title. Well, Reese, that's the goal. It's always the goal is always to try. Pete had 206 the first game.
Did he?
Yeah.
How did you know that?
Because I saw it.
All right, okay. You're better at this than me. I'll tell him.
Okay. Anyway, back to Reese's question. We're throwing every shot with these players as reps, and we live. You're digging your spikes in mentally, physically, emotionally. You're 100% invested in everything they're doing, and when they are able to accomplish that goal at the end of the week, the ultimate goal, which is to win, it's a special, special time, and it's a great time to celebrate together as a team. I know personally I thoroughly enjoy trying to help somebody achieve their goals and achieve their dreams.
I think it's a good change that the PBA made, allowing you to have contact with your bowlers while they're on the show.
Yeah.
Because you can have contact while they're doing all the qualifying blocks or the match play rounds or whatever. So you should be able to still talk to them in the show. I think it's good.
Well, what they did is they when they instituted that rule, you weren't allowed to talk to them at all.
Yeah.
Even during the qualifying.
Wow. Okay.
When that rule was in place. But now, with the game as as technical and as high stress and so many influencing factors into it, I certainly enjoy the fact that you are able to help somebody achieve their goals and try to help their attain the their goals and dreams for that event, or for and trying to reach some things in their career that they might want to attain to. But you got to remember also, is we can give them the information, but we're not throwing it for them.
Absolutely.
In the end of the day, all we're doing is giving them information. And at the end of the day, when they step on the approach, they have to make the decision themselves to make the shot, and whether they trust what we say is
and then execute it. Of course, they've got to have the skills, they've got to have the talent to put it into action. I think you might have a fan on the live chat. I think you might have a real fan who you might have to.
Real Cole?
Can
you sub to me on YouTube? Name is Real Cole.
Shout out, I think. Is that what?
Rio. I'm assuming it's Rio, like Rio de Janeiro. And Cole, he's 12 years old. You're on the computer, buddy. Well done. Maybe we'll see you here at the Irish Open next year. I'll tell you what, they have a junior Irish Open.
They do.
Maybe you could come over to the junior Irish Open.
It's just as popular as the adult event.
Yeah, they get a hug. I was talking to Sean Kenny earlier this morning, and get 130 bowlers into that event. So here's your opportunity to come over here. And
don't think they're allowed to go in Boland's afterwards, though.
No, probably not. But they could go to McDonald's, which is right across the street.
Or Ed's.
Yeah, and or Eddie Rockets.
Other burger places are available.
Yeah, you can get all kinds of stuff over there. So.
Back to the action briefly. Lanes 9 and 10. After Pete made that miraculous spare that Timmy gave us a lovely description of, he has gone back to the striking ways. Double spare double. Grant Dugan front 4. Terry on Falconbridge from the Midlands in the UK. Just an up and down game at the moment. And Eric Van Saben still fishing around as well.
Pair to pair, this place can be a little bit tricky. So you see the scoring pace sometimes. When you're moving, flopping sides in this building, it can be a little tricky in here.
Pair to pair, but also on the pair lane to lane as well.
Absolutely.
Especially, I think, on the right hand side of the lane. I think it's an age-old argument, but I think we do have it a little easier on our side of the lane here.
No.
I think so.
Shame on you. A lefty saying that it's easier on the left?
Did I say that?
Did I hear a lefty say it's easier on the left? No way.
But
well, you know what? Let me play devil's advocate to that. There's weeks when you guys have it, and then there's weeks when you guys can't even make the cut.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and that's just because of the nature of the game. There's not enough lefties on the lane. They don't break down. They could be oiled symmetrically across the house, but if you don't have enough lefties to break the pair down, you guys are done.
You can simplify it. If they start off easy, they stay easy. If they start off hard, they don't get easy quickly.
This is a great question from Reese, actually, that he just asked.
How do you feel when two people from Storm are up in a championship match? Do they both and get on with it? Ooh, that's a great question.
Great question. This is what we do.
Great question.
When not only in the championship match, but in match play as well, we will stand in the back and we will let the players know before the match, you guys can come up and talk to us. We're not going to go suggest something to you in the match. You guys, we will watch the match, and if you guys have a question or you want to come up and talk to us, you come talk to us. Because in the end of the day, we want Storm to win.
Yeah.
We're not picking favorites. Our job is to win, to get a Storm ball on the show and a Storm ball to win.
So if you've got the title match, you've done your job already.
If we've got the title match, our job is done. So when we were at the U.S. Open, guess what? Job done. We had the whole show.
Absolutely.
So, but it's a great question. But it doesn't mean that we would not help each player, but they have to come to us first and ask, and we leave that as an open. But that, because that way you take all the personal emotion out of it.
Yep.
And you're not saying, hey, you're picking favorites.
No team owners like in Formula One, then.
That's correct. Yeah, Formula One, it is what it is. Here's a good question for you, and I'm going to ask you since you're already in the finals. Who's the pick to win the tournament this weekend?
Oh, it's a big question. You're asking it so early in the week as well. Can I pick some names rather than one?
I think you can throw a couple names out in the hat that I think people are going to, in a match play event, anybody can win, obviously. But
I'm going to put 3 names out there based on past history of this event.
Okay, Adam Michaels and
Adam Michaels.
There you go.
Hang on.
Did you get that, Paul?
I just woke up. So Paul's one of them. Paul
Moore.
It's very hard to bet against Paul in any tournament, but especially here. He's got a good history here. We've just alluded to the fact that the left-hand side's pretty good here, and he is just a class act. I mean, I've known Paul since I was young, being from the same town as him, live a couple of miles away from each other. So he would be definitely one of my picks. Hard to look past going to the Irish contingent. Christopher Sloan Ranger, had a great year last year. He's had good pedigree at this tournament as
100% agree with you.
Last year made it to the final, beating finalists. Had amazing match play, rolled 580 for 2 games.
Knocked Torgerson out.
Hard to look past him. And let's throw a little. I suppose.
Who's your wild card?
I was going to say, you could say it's a wild card, somebody who you might not necessarily roll off a tongue, but she has pedigree. She's a former winner on the ETB Tour. She's a left-hander. She's got 8 pins a game. This is Ghislaine.
Ghislaine Renderson, yeah.
She's not bowling as much as she was perhaps a few years ago, but
hard to bet against her, man. I agree with you.
If she can get that left-hand side of the lane working for her, she's got the 8 pins. She's got as much game as anybody else out here.
100%.
She's going to be hard to beat as well.
Yeah, in a 2-game match, when you're giving 8 pins, you're giving the whole frame away.
Well, it's a double. Well, no, more than a double. 16 pins. The double's 10 pins.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot. So I like those 3 choices.
I suppose I cheated a bit because you couldn't really say that one of those is a wild card. You got to pick a total wild card.
Yes, Coach Carter, you heard the famous Selwyn Morgan with the gobbler of the turkey. Yes, you did hear that.
You always hear him before you see him.
Here comes Selwyn over to the booth. They just heard you do the gobble in Texas. Coach Carter's from Texas, and you heard Selwyn Turkey Morgan in the background.
Selwyn's here. He has actually got a turkey suit.
I'll tell you something about Selwyn Morgan. Selwyn Morgan, we were at the Bolins last night, was on the telly. Selwyn Morgan was on television last night in the Bolins bowling. It was fantastic. Made the 4-pin. We went nuts. We couldn't believe it.
Selwyn, you wouldn't know to look at him, but Selwyn's the north side of 50.
No.
Yeah.
35 max.
He is an effervescent character. You can't help but love him. He's done this gobble thing for a few years now. He's even brought a turkey 1 suit with him this weekend. He's going to break it out at some point. He's not going to bowl in it. And any time he's bowling, he's handing out stickers. If you get a turkey, the stickers say, "I was gobbled by Selwyn in Ireland."
Well, I'm going to pick my 3, which I'm going to give you 3 other names to watch, because we obviously know I like your 3 names that you picked. But I'm going to give you 3 more names to watch this week that I think are going to have a chance to win this week.
Okay.
We just got done talking about him, and if he can get comfortable, I don't know what he's got in the tank mentally, but a couple of years ago, this kid came to one of my coaching clinics, and I thought he had a huge strike ball and had huge potential. Pete Stevenson can strike with anybody.
Yeah.
However,
and he's got a great game.
I don't know how adverse he is in match play, to take on that type of pressure.
It's different pressure.
Yeah, it's a different ball game. So,
great pedigree though. I mean, he's back-to-back all events champions of the Triple Crown, falling for England.
Yeah.
Just been out to the World Cup. Who's over with Chris Sloan when Chris Sloan got beat in the final.
Yep, and I like
pedigree.
I like Rob Thurlby. Always like Rob Thurlby in this building. I think he's got a lot of confidence in this building, and he's always bowled well here. And I'm going out. This is not a dark horse. Tor Torgerson. I think it's time to break the 22-year streak.
Yep.
And I think he's going to be right there when it's all said and done. Keep it in mind, guys, that the top 4 in this qualifying have a huge advantage because they get seeded right into
match play, round 3.
So you got to think that any of the top 4 qualifiers are going to have a massive chance to have a chance in this tournament because they're already going to be guaranteed to be in the match play round. So, as you said earlier, Adam, there's a lot of bowling left to be played and a lot of bowling left to be done. So there's going to be a lot of jockeying, and in those rounds where it's instead of it being a 4-game match, it's only a 3-game.
Yep.
qualifier. So you really have to be on top of your game and really have to be on top of your focus to get it done. So
I'm just going to link those 6 names that we've just mentioned there back to a previous comment on the live chat. How many of those people are aggressive at the bottom of the swing that we've just mentioned, those 6?
Are aggressive?
Yeah, they really grab it. Not really, are they?
Even though Thurlby gets a handful, he does it effortlessly.
Effortless power.
Stevenson gets a handful, does it effortlessly. Torrey gets a heavy ball roll, even at his age of, I won't tell you, but he does it effortlessly. So, yeah, I mean, it goes in conjunction with what you talked about earlier, Adam, about how being real clean and real repetitive at the bottom through your shots has the biggest. Yeah. It tells you the good and the bad. I love Lee. I love watching Lee Cocker throw it.
Heavy ball roll. Heavy. He hits the pins.
I love watching him ball. I think he's got great ball roll.
He's a member of Team England last year as well. Good success last year.
How are the two-handers doing? Well, they're doing pretty good, buddy.
Well, the finish, Petri, last night the squad I played, he was 260 some odd over, or... Oh, yeah. No, he was 3 pins short of Sloan.
No, he had 15-24 with 178. Yeah. The young kid from Finland.
A lot of strikes in those. A lot of strikes.
And then, the top 2 are two-handers, so it tells you a little bit about striking power. What I see with the two-handers also is when the lanes are easier and the scoring pace is a little higher, they get that extra carry, that extra hit because of their rev rates and their angles. So that tends to happen as well. So
we saw last night in the squad that I was commentating on with Barry that we were watching Thomas, actually, the squad leader, getting the 6 pin to jump out of the gutter and hitting the 10 where as one-handers maybe it lays in there.
Yeah, I mean, in the new bowling pins, you need a little extra oomph to knock them over, and it kind of goes in suit with the fact that you got two-handers with a higher rev rate, higher ball speed, ball going through the pins and knocking them over. There's a good look at Peter Stevenson. Fist pump with another high flush strike.
Got some big scores on this Peach Soleil, getting straight to a show here, guys.
Yeah.
Grant Dugan stepping up in the 10th, trying to finish off a 279.
Peter's got a chance for 250 and some really good scores right now.
The other 2 are just struggling on here a little bit, but just looking left and right, you got Lee Cocker on a 4-bagger as well. Gav Greaves trying to finish off a 240. Joe Alzerbrook trying to finish off a 220. So good start to the block from Joe.
Yep.
Let's see if Grant can do something here on lane 9.
Coach Carter wants to know, how can we bet against the EBT champion Richard Teese? I don't think anybody bets against the Biscuit.
Wouldn't say I was betting against him.
I would say he would be in the top 10 names all day long to win this bowling tournament. All day long.
Oh, beautiful shot there from Grant Dugan. First one in the 10th. All 10 off the pit. Sorry, in the pit, off the deck. Yeah, Richie bowled. He's bowled 3 times already. He's improved his score every time. I think 60 over, 80 over, 160 over.
He's 188 over, I think, or something like that. But he's in the number.
He's just figuring out how to get that 10 pin over. It's what he mentioned to me. Bowled his IQ to a solid most of the block yesterday for the 180 over. Looked a lot better coming off the end of the pattern going through the pins. Grant Dugan 11th shot here. He just came up off that one a little bit. Oh, rolls the 2 pin.
There it is.
He's happy with that one. Look at that one. He's happy.
Keep the questions coming in the chat. We'll keep answering them. We've got another one here. It says, this is a good one for you as well because you're over here in Europe.
Okay.
Who would you say is the most exciting up-and-coming prospect in bowling that you've seen? And the guy says Jesper.
Answered his own question.
Yeah. You answered that question. I think Jesper's up there, guys. I think the talent is fantastic. Youth is served. You look at Marshall Kent. You look at Anthony Simonson. You look at Jesper. You look at Francois Lavoie.
Oh. E.J. Tackett.
E.J. Tackett is 25, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about guys that are going to dominate bowling for the next 20 years.
Jacob Buttroff.
Jacob Buttroff, yeah. He won 9 times last year on the regional tour. 2 national titles. And how high flush solid 7 for Peter.
That event that was held before the World Series of Bowling, I mean, he lapped the field twice leading into the step ladder final.
Yeah, that was before the U.S. Open, actually.
Sorry, U.S. Open, yeah.
Fantastic. So, yeah, I think there's a number of names out there. And we're not even talking about all the names in Europe and I mean, obviously you've got Jesper Svensson. You got there was just a young kid, another young Svensson that both threw it with two hands. I think that was up there this week in the tournament in Sweden. And you got the young Santu from Finland.
Yeah, he's here this week.
Yeah, he's here this week. Another two-hander. I mean, there's a lot of young talent out there in this sport, and that's great to see. That means we're in good shape going forward.
Robert Mudge asking.
You remember meeting me with Paul Delaney nearly 20 years ago in the parking lot of Carolina Lanes in North Brunswick. You thought I was working for the competition when I quizzed you. Yes, I do, Robert. I remember that. And I just got done seeing Paul a couple of months ago. I was down in Australia. He's doing great. Just had another baby, Paul Delaney.
Oh, really?
Yeah, have baby boy. He's got 2 kids now. Surreal Timothy Delaney.
That's the name?
Yes.
Surreal.
Cyril. Cyrille. After probably a famous...
Cyril.
Yeah, Cyril. After a famous West Brom Albion player, because, I mean, there is nobody but West Brom. Boing, boing, boing.
In his life.
Well, me too.
Okay.
I'm a Baggies fan.
Yeah, Baggies fan.
Boing, boing. Up the Baggies,
you
baby.
just signed a player from my hometown
Up
club.
the Baggies. We've been playing great.
You just signed Jake Livermore from Hull.
I know.
City. And you're letting Saido Berahino go by the looks of it.
Yep. The problem with the Baggies over the years is we've been in the middle of the table, and we just don't want to spend the money. But our club's on, we're in the black. We're not in the red.
Yeah.
And club's been making money every year, but if you want to do what Leicester City did last year and really have it go, you can't be afraid to sign a couple big players to take a shot at the EPL.
Yeah, you've got to speculate to accumulate, haven't you?
Yeah, there's not a lot of Americans that can talk to you like I'm talking to you right now about the English footy.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah, I love the
I'm glad
Baggies.
you said footy as well, not soccer.
No, I love the footy. I've been to a couple of the games. I've been to.
I could reciprocate. I could talk to you about NFL.
Even better. So I played football, so it's American football. So it's to be honest with you, it's I love the English Premier League. I follow it, and and being able to root for a team and having a team in the league obviously makes it a lot more fun. But I've been to a couple of the games. I remember when Defoe, when he was playing for the Spurs, tied the game. Actually, Kanu used to play for West Brom. He then was got transfer fee for this, and when he got the transfer fee to our West Brom, he scored a goal that wasn't offsides, and we would have won the game. Instead, it was a 1-1 tie because Defoe made this unbelievable run at from half the pitch and scored a ridiculous goal. But
it's a good team to pick though, West Brom, because there's always going to be goals. They're an offensive team, but they let in a few goals as well. Never going to be bored going to the whole.
I'll give you a stat about West Brom. I've watched a lot of games in my life, and I've been to a lot of. I've been to 5 games in my life, which is a lot for an American. They've never been shut out in any game that I've watched or been to. They've scored a goal in every single game that I've been to.
You need to go more often.
That's what Paul says. He says I should be in every game. So, any case, yeah.
So I know it's Rota, but why did the Eternal Cell and the Cell series get discontinued? I love the Eternal Cell.
I mean, Coach Carter, it's a sign of the times, right? We gotta continue staying on top of things. Oils change, but the petroleum-based products, so we have to continue to stay on top of the dynamics of covers and cores and continue to fill gaps and make sure that we have an entire arsenal set for all the bowling public. It's not just for the top bowlers. We at Storm, we want to service all of bowlers, all bowling. We're about trying to make bowling better and growing bowling. And the way you do that is continue. You have to continually stay on top of the ever changes of the sport, and it changes a lot.
I guess I'm by no means an expert in this field, but I guess there's only so many designs and cores you can carry on making at any one time in the factory as well. There's got to be some sort of maximum capacity of different cores that you can have in the ovens. And
well, yeah, I mean, it's a process. Without going into the details of what happens at our company, it's like everything. It's a process, and things take time, and unfortunately, people think sometimes bowling balls grow on trees. Hey, Tim, can you get me a ball? Can you get me a ball? It doesn't work that way. I wish everybody in the world could go watch what it takes to make one bowling ball.
Yeah.
Just one ball.
Should we link them on YouTube?
I wish there was. Through the entire process of how many people touch one ball for it to come out to its finished product, and then people are like, well, what do you mean you can't get me a ball? Because I get asked that every single day of my life.
Yeah. Do me a favor, Tim. Give me a ball. Can you get me another high road? Everybody wants a high road. Give me a high road.
Yeah, it's frustrating and rewarding at the same time, because you know that our company's doing great because everybody obviously wants a ball, but it's frustrating because these things cost money and R&D and all kinds of stuff that go into it to make one bowling ball. It's not easy.
258 off to our left, Lee Cocker.
Lee Cocker, there he is.
Oh, please, Tim.
Looks like he's using the Rotogrip high wire.
High wire.
As we speak, Donegal with the scores. What do we got?
Somebody in the chat wanted to know how Scott Walmsley was doing. Scott is one of the scores that we've been
60
handed.
over for 2.
Very good.
He's right up there. So we've got some good scores in game 2. Lee Cocker's followed his 236 up with a 258. As we told you, Wormsley's followed up with 206. Joe Osselbrook followed up with 205 plus 8. Ollie, go ahead.
Abershort.
That's how we're gonna do it. Followed his 239 with a 213. Thurlby backed off a little bit with 192. Bottomley picked up with 215. And what do we got in the bottom here?
Kenneth Hermanson, 247, 236.
Well, we missed him the first game, didn't we?
83 over.
And Matthias Reinertson has come back with a nice 257 after a slow 172 start.
Bounce back ability.
And
Don Buckley, 206, 245.
Buckley with 51 over. Yeah, so we've got some good scores. And keep those questions coming in. Anders Hansen, my buddy from Denmark.
Yeah.
Good guy, yeah.
So if you're just joining us, guys, we're just beginning game 3 here. Squad 10 in the Legiplex facility, Stillorgan, Dublin, at the 29th edition of the Irish Open, sponsored by Storm the Bowlers Company, the best equipment on the market. Got my man here in the booth, Tim Mack, he's telling you all about it. Watching all these strikes in front of us, it's great to watch, guys, bringing you it. Hope you're enjoying what we've got to say. Keep the questions coming in.
Yeah, any questions you guys about anything, guys, fire away. Adam and myself will be here to try to help you guys out for the next 36 hours straight. We're not going to eat. We're going to sit in the booth. And even when the bowling stops, we're just going to continue talking bowling out throughout the night.
I do have to get ready for my squad at some point, though, Tim. So.
Oh, that's true, yeah. So I could be by myself. In any case, yeah.
Coach Carter, so what's it mean to be 60 over? Well, Coach Carter, just to simplify bowling, instead of us saying, oh, he's on 400 for 2, or when it gets to big tournaments in the US, like they have the US Open, where they're playing 50, 60 games, and you've got to say, oh, he's on 3,000, 30,000, whatever pins. You always compare the score to a straight average 200. So if he's 60 over for 2, he's 460.
Yeah, that means he's 60 pins plus over the card. 200 has always been the mean score that they use. So if you're even, that means you're 400 for 2. If you're plus 10 or 10 over, that means you're 410 for 2. So there's a lot of things. It's bowling lingo, really, is what it's an easy way to try to simplify the process.
If you're in and around bowling, then it comes really naturally. Say for example, you're in a 16-game round robin and you say I'm plus 220. You just quickly go 16 times 200 and then add 220.
Sure.
It's an easy way for you.
It's a great way to explain it. Thanks, Anders, for throwing a couple of those memories out. That he said is some of his favorite memories of me winning in Frölunda and in Jönköping. I had a lot of success in Sweden in my career, and that Frölunda week is one of the most special weeks of my life, and always will be. My grandmother passed away that week. I went home for her viewing and funeral, and I had already made the finals that week, and I wasn't going to come back.
Okay.
But my family convinced me to come back, and I flew all night, never slept for 2 days, and came in and I beat the world-class field. We had I wasn't on the tour at that time. They had Pete Weber was there, Robert Smith was there, obviously Mika Koivuniemi was there, Voss was there, Lonnie Walchek. I mean, there were so many good PBA players. It was the strongest field in the history of Europe at the time, and I was able to come out on top, and it's because of what I had to go through personally that week, and to come out on top. And such, it still is the biggest tournament in Europe, prize-wise, money-wise, for first, and I was able to knock it off the hinge. So it was
congratulations,
pretty cool. So.
Somebody, Coach Carter's best memory of you is actually a football memory. Penn State. What position?
Fullback and long snapper and special teams, and gunner, and that's why I've had 9 surgeries since '05.
Yeah, fullback's a tough position. I mean,
Yeah, I
you
get beat
take
up
a
a
lot.
little
You
bit.
take a lot of hits for other people to take a lot of the credit.
And thanks for that. Last year was fun at the Irish Open. Like I said, I certainly would be bowling and had a lot of fun. I bowled Stephen Gill in the first round last year, and we had a little bit of a match.
Was that 270, 280 first
I
game?
don't know.
Or something like that?
It was a good match. All I know.
All over the place.
But the left was pretty good. And
Well, I don't know if anybody can remember. I can remember what you did in practice.
I just threw balls up the left side, and people
Yeah.
thought. Here's the funny thing.
Not against the rules.
Well, here's the funny thing. People thought I was doing it to screw his shot up. But what they didn't realize, because no one asked me till afterwards, is I had such a good look on the fresh lane. I didn't want to ruin my side of the lane.
Okay.
So the only way I could not do that was throw balls on the other side of the lane.
But you had to stay loose. You didn't want to just
Well, I
sit
had to
down
stay
and do
loose. I
nothing.
couldn't sit down because with all the injuries I've had. Well, that's what I did. And then the crowd's like, "Oh, he's trying to screw." I did the same thing against Paul too. I wasn't trying. I was trying to keep my lane.
So what if you did? Gameplay. It's part of the game.
Yeah, but I was because I was thinking about what can I do to give myself the best possible chance to win. And then he started throwing balls up the right side of the
Yeah,
lane.
he did. Yeah.
And what he did, he threw urethane, which helped me even more.
Yeah.
So
You weren't going to tell him to stop though.
no, I was. Once he started throwing urethane up there, I was like, "This is great. This is the best ever."
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
It was a good
He
match,
kid.
great match
Yeah,
to watch.
great match. And then
Pins flying all over the place. In that
yeah,
match.
and it's always fun to be in the hunt and be in it. And then I lost to the eventual champion Paul Moore. He bowled like 550 at me for 2. I got off to a bad start the first game, and the second game I gave him a battle, but the first game was just unfortunately and he's like you said, he's tough. He's a tough out in this building, and he's been good for a long time.
So feature pair, guys. This game, the talent doesn't stop. We got former champion.
we got a lot of guys that hook it.
We got a former champion on the left-hand side of the lane, Jamie Bottomley. We've got player who we were mentioning earlier, Rob Thirlby. Just watch effortless power. The ball goes down the lane so fast, but it's so easy. Elliot Crosby, outstanding young player, just been to the Commonwealth Games.
Gold medal. Gold medalist.
In the mixed doubles.
Gold medalist. All I know is he's a gold medalist.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He won it with
Bowled-
Becky Daly out
Bowled
there.
300 out there.
Bowled
Commonwealth
300.
gold medalist.
Bronze medalist in the
All right.
Masters.
Phenomenal performance.
Watch how he throws it. This is, you can't say it's a classic style nowadays, but it's the modern power game. You're going to see a lot of the good positions in his game. And who's the last player? Got Dom in the way. Dom Buckley. Got a bit of a lull here. We've got a pin in the gutter on lane 10. So
Anders Hansen says Robert Smith was fun to watch that year in Frölunda. Yes, he was.
where's Frölunda?
Frölunda was a bowling center in Sweden.
Okay.
And that's where the biggest, it was called the Pergamon Open. And it was $30,000 plus a $25,000 watch for first.
Nice payday.
Yes, it was. Still have the watch, and it's gone up in value every year.
Robert Smith's fun to watch no matter. Where was it? Where was it? Where I can remember.
He was throwing the ball down almost to the pin deck.
I can remember the show. I can remember the show because Randy came. It was Randy and Dave Ryan, and Dave Ryan said, "And I'm going to throw it to Randy, and you are positively giddy about the way Robert Smith's bowling the ball."
Oh,
and
that was in Chicago.
He was loft in the gutter cap about 30 feet down the
It
lane.
was Chicago when he ended up winning in Chicago. He won one of the PBA events because he was lofting it to 40 feet down the lane, and it was going sideways off the spot.
He can make revs like the two-handers, but with one hand. Powerful guy.
One of the most supremely talented guys in the modern game the sport has ever seen. Seen.
He a bit like yourself. He got a few injuries, didn't he? For his
Yeah, there's some injuries. He had some back issues and some hip issues, and just shut it down. Won 6 titles, won a U.S. Open, and just shut it down after that. Just runs a real successful pro shop outside of Thousand Oaks in California, and I still talk to him. Just had a birthday recently, and I think he's 43 years old now. He said 7 years to the seniors. Thurlby's having a little bit of issues on this left lane.
He's just changed ball. First lane, I think he looked like he threw an Optimus, or is it a new ball, the Wrecker, that looks a bit like the Optimus? Is that right?
Yeah, he probably threw the Optimus, but that left lane obviously is a little bit tighter than the right lane.
Yeah, I mean, he blew through the end of the pattern for his 6 count. So it looked like he's gone. He never goes anywhere without his IQ. So I'm guessing that next one that went down the lane was
that looked like an IQ surface. That's for sure.
It did make the effort to turn the corner, but he's definitely going to have to make another move on that lane when he gets back on it. This pattern, I know we were talking about earlier, is very easy, but if you do play too far towards the centre of the lane, there is a lot of oil. The ball can hydroplane, get a lot of wet, dry conditions if you are too deep. And then, like you said as well, if you go too far to the outside, you've got that hang spot. C2810, C210. Obviously, left-handers the other way around. Let's see what Elliot does here. He's split as well on this left lane, so let's see if he's learned anything off watching Rob.
It looks like everybody on both sides of the lane has the right lane, and now after one shot, they've already made the changes. See if Elliot does a change now. That was clearly a speed adjustment because that left lane's a lot tighter.
Yeah.
And that was definitely a speed adjustment.
And it still struggled just there at the end to make it flush into the pocket. He managed to kick out that
See if I can see what he's using.
Let's see if he's on here. A good feature, we asked the guys here, Talk Temping, asked everybody to fill in a tournament information sheet before we got here. Let's see if he filled in his ball sheet.
Elliot, what are you using?
No, it says undecided yet.
Well, we just got confirmation.
Okay, what is it?
He's using a Rotogrip Asylum.
Okay.
That's an older Rotogrip ball with a real strong cover. And here's one of our 6 names that we mentioned.
Rob Thirlby.
Obviously catching the double and feeling comfortable about what he's doing.
So tell us more about that old Rotogrip ball. Is it a high RG, low RG?
It's a mid-range ball. It's like it was an 043 diff, so it was 250 043, and so it was a medium ball. But you put some surface on it, put some teeth on it. It had a serious amount of picks up and rolls heavy. So Selwyn Morgan, the legend, right behind us.
Oh, he's watching us. He's getting tips.
How about that girl there? Do you know who that is?
No.
That's the lovely Wendy Martyr Jimenez from France. National
Bonjour.
team. Bonjour, yeah. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? So she bowled earlier this morning, and she's right around the number.
Good.
Shot a good 133 over, so.
There's got to be what?
A lot of countries here. It's great.
I was just about to say, there's got to be what, 8, 10, 12 countries?
Sure. The tournament's been well represented. Coach Carter, you see what he just wrote?
Oh, politics coming into the bowling.
We got politics in, yep.
Oh, no.
It is now official, ladies and gentlemen,
not
all
start.
across the world. Donald Trump, you can now say President Trump.
President Trump.
Bring it on.
Let's see here. Off to our left, you won't be able to see there, Tim, but we do have front 6 in an unpronounceable name. Keep a close eye on that.
Let's go to something that's a little bit more pronounceable.
Steve
K's got the front 5.
Yeah,
right next door.
We mentioned him earlier, pro shop owner, operator up at Shipley, go bowling Shipley Lanes in Yorkshire, in affiliation there with Alex, obviously, Power Play Pro Shop. Doing a good job up there. Steve's a very talented bowler himself. Doesn't get to as many tournaments as he used to with his pro shop operation, but still a very talented bowler, Yorkshire bowler, former England youth bowler. But you're going to see him on lane 7 next, so he might just be out of shot actually, but see him better on lane 8. The unpronounceable name.
The front 7.
Kicked out that Tempin nicely there.
Looks like a Finnish guy.
Yeah, we're going to definitely go with Finnish. I only know.
The reason why his name is unpronounceable is because we can't see the board.
I only know 2 words in Finnish, and apparently it's because my nickname is a Finnish word.
Which is?
Mixi.
Mixi, okay.
Yeah. And apparently if you say Mixi in Finnish, the appropriate reply is Sixi.
Well, there you go.
You learn something off Oscar eventually, I suppose.
Oscar Palermo, top 5 smartest guys in the world I know. That guy is incredibly intelligent.
He's an encyclopedia.
He is smart. Top 5. I call him top 5.
But
he's like, that's because you only know 10 people. That's what he tells me.
He doesn't come across as a know-it-all, though, either. He's such a nice guy, affable character.
Unbelievable. One of the biggest.
Great sense of humor.
One of the biggest hearts in bowling. Love me some Oscar Palermo.
You got a man crush?
Yep.
Oh, beautiful shot from Jamie. Just going to spend a moment in my Lefty Appreciation Society.
Talk about Jamie a little bit. And when did he win?
Jamie won in 2014. Same year as Haley Rumkey, so we had 2 English winners that year. I wasn't here, so I couldn't tell you how well he bowled, but he must have bowled pretty damn awesome to win. seriously talented player. He's what are you showing me? President Trump. We're back on politics again. Jamie, he works down in Poole at the bowling alley down there, Branksome, I think it's called. Spends a hell of a lot of time in the bowling centre, obviously working, but spends a lot of time on his game. He's a real student of the game. He's down there, close access to Steve Thornton. That'll be a name you recognise.
Stevie T.
Stevie T.
Love me some Stevie T.
Seriously talented bowler, Jamie, but sometimes just doesn't quite believe in himself. But it seems silly to say that after he's won the Irish Open. But
yeah, I'm shocked he doesn't bowl more stuff because he's got great ball roll.
Young family as well, though. I mean, you'll know something about that, but I've lost my live chat. I don't know if I'm missing something. Unfortunately, Stevie K missed out on the front 6, ring 10. But unpronounceable guy. Last night when I was on the booth with Barry, when it was an unpronounceable, I said, "You see your man there on lane 7." He's on front 7. Oh, beautiful.
Elliott with a beautiful shot.
Love watching Elliott play.
He's got a big strike ball.
Jamie up on lane 9. Oh, clean off his hand. Ooh. That ball was deeper in the
That's
pocket.
the front 8. Got the front 8 down there.
Don't think we can turn the camera that far.
No. You could just catch the balls in the back of the background, though. They can actually catch them in the back of the background.
We'll let you know when he's coming up. I've lost my live chat. Have you got anything on the live chat that we need to take care of?
I'm going to ask a question here. It says, why don't more pros or high-end players go to this tournament? Well, it's very simple, Coach Carter. Because if they don't finish first, they lose money.
Yeah, money.
Cheering down there. Oh, no, I thought maybe someone had the front.
No.
You have to finish first or second to win to make any money at all, and it's not. Now, if you're in the area or in the region, and this backs up with another tournament, which it did, kind of, which was the Ball Master, but there's still some time in between. Europe is expensive, and it's not easy to stay around Europe. And some guys will be able to get clinics and do some stuff, but in the end of the day, it's all about the prize fund. The top end pros, they bowl for a living. When they, and I know this because I bowled for a living for a long time. See, I can go to work when I was bowling for a living.
Yeah.
Do exactly what, bust my heart and work my butt off, work my tail off, and lose money. When we have a bad day, that means we lose money. When you lose money, that means less food on the table.
Absolutely.
Less money to pay bills. So that's what it boils down to. Just the event doesn't pay enough up top, or even for that matter in the body of the prize fund.
Yeah.
But it's a great tournament on the EBT tour, and a great tournament for the local bowlers of Europe to travel within Europe, because it's very, very economically feasible, and still some great prizes to bowl for.
We read out the honours list of the winners, and it is a who's who of
Absolutely.
European bowlers. Even though maybe the top pros at the time don't travel here, but at the time, your list of winners, your Paul Moores, your Don Barrett's, I can't remember the names from back in the day when the 1990s,
It's a lot.
2000s.
It's just a lot.
It's just a roll
It's just a who's who.
call.
So, bowling 300, because it's a house pattern, they won't make a profit unless they get to the top 8. Well, that's not true, bowling 300. First off, it's not a house pattern. It is a 6-to-1 ratio. Some house patterns are higher than that, and some are lower than that. So, It is a pattern that is very easily attainable to get to high scores without a doubt. But the top 8 is not a profit, because I finished in the top 8 last year, and my flight is a little bit more expensive than what the top 8 provides. So. And that doesn't count the hotel and food and what have you. So
absolutely.
When you go to these tournaments from America, guys, you got to remember our flights are $1,000. And your hotel is €300-400.
€80 a night.
80 euros a night. It's expensive, and it just boils down to a financial decision. And this tournament is a fantastic tournament for if you live all over Europe, and you can get here for a decent price, decent amount of expense. And on top of that, you can, you can bowl against great competition in a great environment for tournament directors and tournament people that do it great. Sean Kennedy and his staff are fantastic.
They start working for the next Irish Open when this Irish Open finishes.
Fantastic. We're proud to be a part of this tournament and proud to be affiliated with such a great tournament that's in the European Tour. For the number one pros to come over and travel, you have to look at it from a financial decision for everybody. And if it's financially feasible for players to make it, to get over here, then they come, and then they bowl. But if this was, for example, if you had the Ballmaster, then the Irish Open,
back to back,
and then the Euro Challenge right after that,
yeah,
you'd see every great player, every great player that bowls the British, because then there's a nice little 3-week swing. So it makes sense to stay for 3 weeks because you have 2 major tournaments and really a good solid tournament in between. Because this is what I call a great solid bowling tournament.
Not a bad tournament to play if you need to keep your arm loose as well.
Yeah, and also that's right, because the scoring pace is quite good. You could free up your swing a little bit. You have a little bit room left. You have a little bit room right, and good scores are going to happen. And you know what? That's okay.
Speaking of good scores, so the front 8 ended at front 8. 7 spare. He's got the first one in the 10th. He's just let go 10 back. So our unpronounceable friend on lane 5 and 6, he has got 270. We've also got a 270 possible to Stevie K. And what we got on feature pair? Everybody over 200 mark? Yeah. Jamie's working a 30 over per game. Rob Thirlby's in
Elliot's
the
found his way. Doesn't like spares this game.
No, he doesn't like spares, but he loves a strike.
9 frames, 7 strikes.
Oh, beautiful shot from Jamie.
Jamie Bottomley using a match pearl.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, that's a match pearl for sure. We got all kinds of balls going down the lane right now, which is great. It just shows you the versatility, like you said earlier. We've seen the Timeless go down the lane. We've seen Storm Locks go down the lane. We've seen Code Blacks go down the lane. We've seen High Wires go down the lane. We've seen Match Pearls go down the lane.
Haywire,
High Wire, Asylum.
No Rules Pearl. I was throwing a Skyrocket.
Yep. I mean, Sloan is leading the tournament with a Phase 2 and an IQ Tour. And the youngster from Finland last night, he was using a Menace Extreme.
Let's see if we can finish these games off strong here.
Stevie K got another one. He's on 279.
See if Rob Thirlby can make this a double going into the 10th. Oh, 3 good. Oh, through the nose. So that lane that was tight earlier on in the game has just broken loose on him. He's gone through the face, left front, big 4. So started off tight. Everybody made the adjustment by the looks of it. There's strings of strikes up there, but that's just bitten him. That's that little one-board move that he hasn't seen before it's happened.
Yeah, I mean, and people talk about the house pattern or saying the 8-6-to-1 ratio. You got to remember, that means if you get it to the dry too early, it comes cracking off the dry just because it's that pattern. Sometimes you got to be able to control the ball in the oil and control the ball in the dry. So, good look over to our right, Pete Stevenson, 268 game, nice solid game there. So, obviously some really good scores out there, but you pay the penalty too.
He had 206, you said, first game. His second game on the feature pair was
230 maybe?
Yeah.
So he's got to be around 700 for 3.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the standings, obviously the numbers you want to be interested in, top 4, top 8, top, I want to say 50, no.
Speaking of top, Sir Alex Hamilton is in the building.
Doesn't he look good in these striking
Power Play
shirts?
Pro Shop and striking shirts.
Doesn't he look good?
Proud sponsor of the Irish Open shirts this year and last year. Doing a great job. Does a great job for bowling in England and bowling in Europe, actually. His shirt company is now branched out throughout Europe, which is good. Congrats to him. And he does a great job in the UK, really promoting bowling. And really, he was the UK coach
UK manager.
Team manager. But I know he helped out on the lanes with John Zadell.
Yeah.
He had a great run. I know John did it for over 7 years, and I think Alex did it for a couple of years. But with his business expanding and he's trying to help out bowling, he's got to take on some new endeavors.
He's pulled away from that a little bit, but you just got to remember these guys giving up all their time and effort.
Yeah.
For basically no other than personal pleasure and reward of seeing people succeed.
Well, Elliott stays the course here right in front of us and doesn't make a spare and shoots 193 with 7 strikes.
That lane 9 again. I mean, he went through the face, followed
it's obviously playing some havoc. Power play pro shop, Steve K. We mentioned it earlier.
Got the first one in the 10th, Steve. So Steve's, if you didn't quite see that on the live stream, he's going to come up off to your left.
Looks like he's using a Rotagrip Hypercell skid.
I used to have one of those. That's a
Good
powerful
ball.
That is a powerful ball.
Good ball.
Long and strong.
Good ball.
Asymmetrical core. Jesus. Yeah, they discontinued that, so I bought a snap lock to replace it.
Right. Snap lock is I feel like the snap lock's a little bit more mid-laney than the skid.
Yeah, definitely. Good shot.
Great shot, ring 10. But 268 is a solid game, solid performance, and Steve K will move to the next pair and with some momentum going into the next game.
Yeah, so I was saying that you want to be looking at the top 4, top 8, and then I think with the early rounders and the desperados, you're going to be the 54th place or something like that. They're the averages you want to be looking at. So at the moment, top 8, you know, you want to be looking at minimum 235 average. Top 4 is going to be pushing 240. The cut, I don't know what the cut's going to be, 210 average, something like that maybe? Looking at the early scores.
A lot of bowling left to be done, like you said earlier, so we'll see. Buckley gets a handful.
Yeah.
It's his first time really watching him bowl. He gets an absolute handful.
Doesn't leave anything in the tank. But he's figured out lane 9, so he got a bit more information from Philby and Elliott. And
tell you what, it looks like he's hooking it less.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going more up and at him with a lot of rev rate, with a weaker ball. Looks like he's using an uproar. I don't know if he is or not, but that's what it looks like.
Philby on lane 10. Oh,
chips the 4-9 for the double.
Striking the finish there to do, what's that, 211? Yeah, 211. 236 coming up for Don Buckley.
And then there you see it. There's the trouble with that lane. You get to the dry early, it wants to crack off it pretty hard, but you get it in the oil and it doesn't want to hook. So we use the term cliffed. We like to call that cliff.
Yeah, wet dry as well.
Yeah, wet dry, or it's on the cliff. Because if it gets off the cliff and hits the dry, it goes sideways. But if it stays on it, it just keeps going.
Good finish there from Rob. Game 3's in the books. 3 to go. Squad 10. How many squads total are we halfway through? More than halfway through.
Oh, hey, it must be more than halfway through for sure.
Trying to figure out who's coming onto our pair. Ah, the young man with the unpronounceable name's coming onto our pair.
Well, maybe we will be able to see his name. We might be able to pronounce it.
See how he follows up that 270. Quite sure why 9, 10, 11, 12 a little bit behind the rest of the squad at the moment, but hopefully they'll soon catch up, guys. Keep your questions rolling in for Tim and myself, of course. But I'm sure you'd all rather
We should have some questions for Alex Hamilton. We should get Alex Hamilton on the chat.
Yeah.
Let's get Alex Hamilton on the chat. Alex is going to sit in with you for a couple minutes. And I want him to talk about what he does, because he's very important in bowling in Europe.
Yep.
I want Alex to come in and talk to you a little bit about what he does in Europe, the service that he provided for Team England, And, what he thinks the future of bowling is and where does he see bowling in a couple of years. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Hamilton.
Basically stitching you up.
Definitely just got stitched up by Tim there.
Yeah. He's bigged you up here, Alex. You've got a lot to live up to here.
I guess he just had enough of sitting here talking for a bit.
I think I bored him. I think I put him to sleep.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Thanks.
So what was he saying about?
He, to be fair, when you sat next to us, he did give you a lovely reception and told everybody watching the effort that you've been putting in the last few years. Well, many years.
15 years have been in the Pro Shot 4 now.
Yeah, and all the efforts you do with Team England, which I know the recent announcement that you've decided to take a step back from that to concentrate on your businesses a few more, and the lovely striking shirts we can see you wearing this weekend, and sponsoring
and most importantly the family as well.
And the family, of course, two
Team England stuff was great.
Twins?
Yeah, twin boys, and then Ollie as well. So
yeah,
Tommy, Charlie, Ollie. Yeah, we've done Team England stuff with John for 3 years.
He just wanted to give you the opportunity to maybe tell everybody what it is you do, because a lot of people don't understand exactly how much the people like yourself and Johnsdale and other volunteers basically.
Yeah, I mean the BTBA is made up of exclusively volunteers now. I don't think there's anybody that actually gets paid a wage anymore. Since they moved the head office again from Market Deeping down to Bournemouth, I don't think there's an unpaid employee at all now. No one gets anything a minute. I'm sure that will change when they reallocate the roles back out and stuff. But
I think sometimes people maybe have a misconception about how much people actually do give up their free time to do so. Yeah. He just wanted to give you the platform to maybe have a little bit of an explanation.
I think it's a bit of a myth, and people think a lot of people are getting paid. I don't know whether they think they're getting paid mega money or getting paid at all, but people think that people are doing these jobs, and people moan a lot about this not happening and this not being right, and they do forget that people are giving up a lot of their time, sometimes with full-time mate, like Joe Cundy, the full-time deputy head of a school, has to give up a lot of time to run the counties and oversee all the Team England age groups. It's just not, it's not easy.
Head of elite bowling is an official position?
I know she finds it a real struggle. Some of the other guys that are involved are retired, so they also have a little bit of time on their hands. But everyone's doing it for nothing, and it does definitely get my back up when people sit on their computers and start moaning excessively about things that aren't going how they should, or how they think they should go, and that, and don't appreciate the fact that a lot of people are putting a lot of hard work to try and get there.
In any walk of life, moaning or trolling, if you want to say, on the other side of the computer screen, it's not what you want. Constructive criticism is always welcome.
100%.
To a certain extent, I don't necessarily know that if you're not willing to do something yourself, you shouldn't moan about it. I think everyone's got a right to their opinion.
Yeah,
but you've got to present it and stuff. You've got to present it in a constructive manner. If you're just shouting at people or kicking off.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the constructive stuff always helps with whether it be the format of a tournament but it is being constructive. It's not moaning or doing it on social media at the world. If it's something that's not, you feel it's not right, you've got your grievance, there's ways and means of airing it in a constructive manner that can get it fixed and made it better, because there's a very good chance that other people will think the same thing.
Absolutely.
And then things get better, but it's when it does.
So tell us more about these wonderful shirts.
Thank you.
You're looking
sporting.
Well, we've got green and orange. Obviously, we're in Ireland, so
Irish Open, official Irish Open
colours.
Year, yeah.
I can, you could look out onto the field and watch who's playing. There's numerous striking shirts out there. So
we've got a few in the squad. Yeah, a few of the English guys over. So we've got Thurlby down there, and
you've got a few of them that have, I understand, designed them themselves. So they work with you or send you in the designs.
Yeah,
how does it work?
Custom design ones are actually. We probably do more of those than we do. We've got a standard set of stock designs. We probably do more customised designs than we do the stock ones, which surprised me a little bit. I thought people would just take the idea and maybe change the colours around, but doing a lot of custom ideas. People just getting a brief together, getting an idea. If they got that idea, find some images to go with it, or just as much detail as they can. And then my business partner Mark, he's the one that does all the awesome designs. I mean, a lot of what they look like is really all down to him.
Yeah.
I do the chatty bit at the beginning, the brief bit, and try and work and get everything together. He makes it into the design. And they are, some of the designs are really quite cool. Some people's imaginations and ideas. I mean, Dan Bonsfield's one was a little bit more quirky.
That's the lady,
crazy.
right?
They're like the pin-up girl.
Pin-up girl from the 50s, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It can only be good for bowling. I mean, to look out onto a squad of players and see these wonderful shirts, different colours, personalities are on show of the bowlers. You feel like you're getting to know them.
It's funny as well because they've been around on the PBA tour for years and years, and we over here and in Europe even still we are really far behind. It's quite surprising. So yeah, we made the decision to invest and get the machinery ourselves, the printer and the heat press, to actually be able to do the design, the printing, the pressing ourselves, and we take all the panels over to a small little factory in Birmingham, and they stitch them all together for us. And so it's literally everything is made in the UK. Is
there a website everyone can visit if they want more information?
It's strikingshirts.eu. There's only a holding page up at the moment. The Facebook page is the best place to go at the moment. It's got where we post all our stuff onto. Keep up to date. People post their pictures of their shirts and show their ideas off once they've got them. So that's the place. Striking Shirts on Facebook is the place to follow it.
I can personally vouch for the quality of the shirts as well. I mean, I have got a couple from a year or so ago, but in case anyone thinks they're only doing the shirts, I mean, I've got a couple of customised grip sacks.
Yeah, they've got other bits as well. We're working on power sleeves and loads of little bits and bobs that can be anything that can be heat pressed. We can do.
Still working on chamois and ideas to go into that.
Some towels, some power sleeves, some form of jumper. We do the skirts for the ladies now as well. They've been really popular. I think I make them into an outfit now. So yeah, there's lots of really cool stuff going on. Just actually see while we're talking that my business partner Marky's son Jack just popped up and said hello with a little smiley face.
Oh, he's going to be a good player.
He is already a good player. He just needs to believe in himself a little bit. I'm sure he's still listening.
Yeah, he will be.
My old friend Mr. Paul Edzer. Why am I not bowling? Because there's no point, mate. I don't bowl anymore. Just don't bowl enough.
Yeah, you still turn out for the county now and again?
Yeah, I enjoy the counties a lot. Bowl the counties, like bowling with team, bowling with Sam and Gav Greaves and Pete Stevenson. We've got a good group of lads. It's always good fun. I enjoy the team stuff.
Pete's knocking him over, isn't he? Have you seen his performance over in Ulster, and then he started this block off on fire?
Yeah, he's certainly not struggling, is he? He seems to have found some good shape in both places. Yeah,
he's been
massive score in Ulster.
He's been 300 and some odd over 5 games.
Yeah, 312 I think it was.
834 first 3 games.
Craziness.
He's been knocking him over for a couple of years now. I mean,
yeah, he really shone in the first England trials that we done. I mean, I've bowled with Pete and county stuff and bowled around Pete for a few years. We've been bowling at Nuneaton and Acots Green, not far away, and he's always been a good player. But then he played the trials and really showed how good he is, and now he's playing all the time, all over the place.
It was almost like everybody knew he was around and he was playing and he was making some good showings and that, and then all of a sudden he just jumped 3 steps in one bound.
Yeah, just that he had a really good trial. The first one at Sheffield, played really good, and I don't know if it's a confidence thing or if he just realised that he can actually do it, and that he's a bit more belief. But he bowls a lot as well. He travels around a lot. He used to play down the Stroud, playing at Acots Green.
Yeah. Good area in the country for bowling nowadays.
Yeah.
It's got some of the best centres there.
Acots Green's a great centre, Stroud's a great centre.
Some of the more
machines down and stuff.
Accommodating proprietors down there. And
exactly, yeah. People that care about the bowling side of stuff, not just I know the money side of things in the Hollywood Bowls, and that it's big business. They're making huge amounts of money, just floated PLC and stuff. So the money's there in the bowling centres, and they're not interested in the bowling side of things because they can't make as much money, the actual sports side of stuff. But we still have some very good centres around the UK. They're really dedicated. Barnsley, Shipley, Chesterfield,
Shipley's changed
Lincoln's
a lot in the last
great.
year. Lincoln's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
The refurb they did there.
Lincoln's are great. They're always spending little bits of money here, bits of money there, new things here, new things there. And that's the thing you like as a bowler, and they're welcoming. They want you there. They try to do their best to put down the conditions to give you whatever you want the event to be. Very few breakdowns. It's a fantastic
scoring update being given to us from Dom Gall. There's a lot of scores here. Let's run down them. So Jamie Bottomley's looking about 70 over. Just doing a quick tally up there. This is 3 games, 70 over. Rob Thirlby about 20, 25.
Keep going, I'll add up from the bottom.
You can add up from the bottom, I'll go to the top. Ollie Abershaw just dipped under 200 in that 3rd game. 452, so 47 over. Joe, 60, 70 plus bonus pins, 24, so she's about 90 to 100. Scott Walmsley must have had a bad pair, 171. So 252, 171. You're cheating. Lee Cocker, 236, 258, 204 from 98 over for 3. Glenn Richardson, lefty, 45, 59 over for 3. Tony O'Hare. I got excited then. I thought that said 277, but it says 177, 225, 234. Kenneth Hermanson, 247, 237, 195. There's a bit of a running theme here. Third game score's gone down a little bit.
And he gets a Pete down the bottom, who's had a
crafty
little 268.
Pete's just thrown my theory out of the water. 204, 231, 268 for 703. Grant Dugan, 171, 278, 227. So seems to have figured it out after that bad first game. And then a couple of noticeable games in that game. Stevie K, 268 that you saw just off to the left of the live stream. Sam Rose, 255. And Ollie Pajari, 276. So lots of 270s this squad.
Yeah, I know Steve only had 170, 170 first two, but that gets him back into the plus. So that's a positive move for him. Sam must be doing okay. I think Sam's had a disastrous game, so he must be a few over as well.
I think he had 220 in front of us. I don't know what he had first game. But some absolutely talented bowlers in this squad. If you're watching us live from Stillorgan and Legerplex, squad 10. What are we on here? About 5:30 in the afternoon. Couldn't really be in a better place to watch some of the top European talent bowling the ball down the lane on a very scoreable condition. But likewise, as Timmy was saying, it's very easy to get tripped up if you just take your eye off the ball a little bit, thinking it's easy.
Yeah, it's certainly not wide open like it has been in previous years, or as it's still got to throw good shots and still got to keep things a little tighter.
James Claxton front 6. Kelsey. Joe.
I assume you mean Joe's old. Oh yeah, 1 and 2. Joe's got the front 5 or 6, and so is James Claxton.
Your eyes are great. I've had laser eye surgery and I can't see that.
Well, I can tell they've got no score in their boxes, so they must be
1 and 2. 1 and 2 is the place to be. 2 players on.
Good scores coming off that pair.
5. Front 6, James Claxton. You may just see his ball enter the pins in a moment.
Scott just bowling just in the corner there.
Aaron Falconbridge, if he shoots his 280, there's lots of good scores.
Oh, sorry, it's Gav that's got the front. No, it's Gav that was striking, but he just left a 10 pin. Gav had the front 5, I think they left a 10 pin there.
Now there's a powerful player, Gav Greaves.
Wow, yeah. Certainly is. Massive backswing, rips the hell out of it. The revolutions in that ball is unbelievable. Give him a little bit of room and he is hard to beat.
Oh, there was a stretch there last year where everything he played he was averaging 240.
Yeah. You know, I've bowled with him captains quite a few times and seen him perform really well. 240, 250 average for decent blocks games.
James Claxton front 7. Yeah, seems like 5 and 6 is a high scoring pair. I had a good score down there. There was a good score from the young man in front of us, Pajari, on that pair just now. 270.
Yeah, speaking to Barry Brown earlier, he suggested that the lower end seems to be the slightly easier end to score higher on. As you get up the higher lanes, they're a little bit tighter and don't
played that
give
way
as
for us
much
yesterday. Paul and I said the left hand side was tighter at that top end.
Joe's going up for us. I think it's her 6th.
Oh, beautiful shot.
So I think it's front 6 for Joe down there. So Gav Greaves had the front 5 and spared. And oh, sorry, that was 7. That was 7.
Yeah,
Joe's got the front 7 as well. Couple on for
if she gets locked in, she's hard to beat. Joe, she can repeat like the best of them.
Yeah, I mean, she's been away with her a couple of times teaming the duties and watched her bowl a lot when she was younger and that. And yeah, fantastic player. When she's fit and bowling regularly and match sharp, then she can certainly bowl with the best of the
bit of a
ladies
character too.
She's a little bit quirky here and there. Yeah. Like you said with the shirt sort of ideas, the personality's coming out. She's got a
unicorn,
massive glowing unicorn on her with all sorts of colours floating around the place. Yeah. So yeah, definitely brings her. If
she was a box of sweets, she'd be licorice all sorts, wouldn't she?
She's certainly all sorts.
Talented player.
Mr. Gould just walking up and down the lanes, giving us a little update to what's going on, just making sure we've keeping an eye on the strikes for Joe and for.
I'm probably going to catch him after this game because I've got a bowl at 8 o'clock, so I've got to go back and get changed. But yeah, he does a great job as well. I mean, talking about volunteers and people doing things for not much reward. I mean, talk10pin.net. one of the leading platforms for bowling information in the UK. He's puts a lot of effort in.
It's about the only one. So really,
How long has it been around now?
Got the
10 years?
BCBA website, which that's just the details and stuff. Really, the Talk Temp is the place to be in it with all the information now. It's all
Dom and Simon do a great job. Half an hour? Yeah. You can make up for my.
So Adam's just talking to. Adam's just talking to Dom across the thing, so these random words that are coming out. It's 'cause he's having half a conversation. Adam's got to go and bowl the next squad, so he wants to go and get himself ready soon. So James is just up now. I think Joe also up at the same time. So you might be able to see James just
I'm back.
Going down there. Oh, a little bit light on that one. Leaves himself a 2-4. Joe just gone on lane one as well.
Oh, go on, Joe.
Oh, that looks like a strike.
That ball was deeper in the pocket than my hands go when it gets to bowlers.
That's not hard, is it? Short. Everyone can say you got short arms. I don't know what that means.
No, yeah.
Short arms and long pocket, deep pockets.
Shallow pocket. No, what is it? Yeah, deep pockets, short arms.
Yeah.
That's it. Yorkshireman.
So I missed that one there. Coach Carter Airport Bowl near Heathrow is a nice centre. My home centre. They've been spending a bit of money there as well.
Back in the day, I mean, everybody knows you as a Warwickshire lad now, obviously, with Nuneaton.
Yeah, been up there for 15 years, but Airport's still home. That's where I started bowling when I was 7 years old. The YBC there was huge. All 36 lanes it used to be. 30, we had 30 lanes of trios at one point. But they're spending some money in that bowl as well. You see the new masking units?
Yeah, they got installed last year.
Yeah, double height masking units. They're massive light boxes. So when they got the open play in, they got the lights on. The place glows all sorts of colours. They switch them off when the league's on because there's a bit of reflection onto the lanes. I remember my dad, when they first put them in, my dad said to me, she said, "They put these new boxes in, bright lights everywhere, they're rubbish." And then as soon as they turn the league on, they flick the lights off and everything.
I can remember when I was a junior, started bowling the junior events. The junior bowlers that you'd heard of that you aspired to be like were pretty much all coming out of that airport centre.
Yeah, around that area, that and Tolworth. You get Paul Carter and Adam Sharp, Joe Cundy, all from down around that way, and then Richie and Ray Teese, both. I mean, when I was getting towards the older end of the juniors, they were our babies that used to be in the makeup team. You know, you have you four older kids and the one that Richie and Ray Teese. Richie's here, floating around watching Katie bowl.
Unfortunately, Joe just came up a little bit light and got that wrap 10 that everyone's been trying to avoid. On another day, could have struck, but just unfortunately, entry angle was a bit wrong.
I think actually Sam's there, got on the pair next door as well. He's got spare, then 7 in a row, so could have a cheeky little 290.
Looking good for striking shirts. Two players there with
James Swearing is one as well. So obviously living up to the name, isn't they? There's the shirts that are
striking shirts. That doesn't mean, guys, if you buy one, that doesn't mean you're allowed to forego spares. You must practice your
spares. There's
no
guarantees either.
Must practice your spares.
You're listening, Jack? Practice your spares.
Strikes for show.
Just dropping emojis on our little thing.
Spares for dough. Jack, practice your spares.
Yeah, I think it looks the same again. There's not too many scores at the higher end. So Elliot's got a spare 3 in a row, spare double. So you can have a tidy little game. Don Buckley as well. But apart from that, the lower end seems to have the more strikes going on.
I could watch Elliot all day.
Also another one. He gets locked in. How many times has he run over the counties and completely just blowing people away? If he gets locked in, he can strike. He can definitely strike. Great young player. Still learning, still developing his stuff. Still trying to get better, like any good bowler should. Keep working hard at their game.
I mean, you watch him bowl, you just think everything's there, all the ingredients are there, physical game-wise, to really make it. So it's only going to be up to him whether he does it or not.
A lot of it is learning where to be playing and them little delicate little tweaks to make a slight difference to the ball come off your hand. But I mean, again, I've been away with Team England stuff. We watched. It was amazing to sit and watch him and Chris Lamb win a bronze in the World Youths. That was a fantastic performance. They just switched on for that block and were brilliant, and narrowly losing to the Koreans in the semi-final.
Well, he had a good showing in the Europeans last year as well.
Very good, very good. Solid all the way through.
Unfortunately, just narrowly missed out on the all events position to be able to qualify England for the World Games. Is that right?
Yeah, the lads finished 7th. It was top 5. So
yeah.
I mean, Sweden have actually pulled out or on entering. So they have knocked the England team up to first reserve now. But
okay.
The girls made it through from their Europeans.
And then, of course, he got picked for the Commonwealth over in South Africa.
Yep. Well, great there as well.
And barring the Malaysians, which of course is a little bit unfair, the Malaysians full-time bowlers, full-time pros, eat, sleep, drink bowling. Elliot was pretty much the best of the rest, wasn't he?
Yeah, in fact, just a fantastic performance.
Gold in
busy year last year for
gold in
Team
mixed
England.
doubles, Becky Daly.
Yeah.
Bronze in Masters.
Yeah. And they
bronze in boys doubles.
Sam got medals as well. Yeah.
Great show.
So it was a busy year last year for Team England. A lot of stuff going on.
Coach Carter, if you're getting ready for a tournament, how would you prepare your body, arm, hand and fingers to roll anywhere from 6 to 20 games in a few days? So speaking personally, your fingers and the skin in your fingers, that takes care of itself for me, speaking personally. Bowling league, bowling practice, every time you bowl the ball your skin's hardening, so I don't really have a lot of problems with damage to that sort of area, but I do have tape and new skin on my hands to prevent damage in case you're in a particularly hot centre. I know you guys went over to the Europeans in that hot centre, had all sorts of problems over there.
You go to Europeans during the summer and you're going into bowling centres that aren't used to the heat, and it is unbelievable.
The rest of the question is probably more interesting, the body, arm, hand, etc., etc. It'd be different for every bowler, but I certainly have a stretching routine that I perform every time I bowl, whether it be 3 games league or 20 games tournament. I have just started back at the gym as well with design exercises around the actions that I'm going to be taking in bowling. Lunges into your sliding leg and shoulder rotations. I do have a minor shoulder injury that I have to keep loosened, but really good stretching regime. The flexibility of your joints, your ligaments. I mean, you look at someone like Amleta Monticelli over there on the tour, who's 50 some odd years old and looks 30.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You can only do that with a good regime. And bowling gets a bad rap as a recreational game or whatever. I mean, we're lifting 15-pound bowling balls hundreds of times in a weekend. It's not really rigorous on your body.
Certainly being element of fitness and being ready, and the practice side of things I think it helps as well, because like you said about toughening your skin up. I mean, people suffer, I see a lot of different issues with the hand in the pro shop and that, and a lot of people can be doing things a little bit silly with what they're doing, putting their fingers in too far and stuff like that, and putting excessive pressure on their thumb. Like the different tapes and stuff that are out now, there's so many different thicknesses and types to help. I mean, you look at all the pros, they all tape themselves up. It's not because of bad fits. It's just to help protect their skin, like you said. You're putting stuff on not to hide damage or hide a bad fit. It's to help things from rubbing and wearing.
I mean, you look at the World Series of bowling they just played. They must play 60, 70, 80 games
it's
in
ridiculous.
a short stretch of
plus practice sessions as well.
Plus practice sessions. Then if you make the finals, it's all strain on your body. You really got to think seriously about, even if you're not having a training regime, even if you're only a part-time player, you've got to think about having some sort of warm-up routine to bowl.
Yeah, if you're going to go into an event where you are playing, like Coach Carter said there, up to 20 games in a day, then you need to be prepared to be able to do that. Yeah. So you need to practice doing that. I know a lot of the kids, when it comes to the Masters in the year, when they go away and play big blocks of games, I encourage all the kids that we have to actually do that beforehand, to build up to it. If you're playing 24 games in a weekend, then start building up. Not playing 3 games league, start playing 6, then start playing 10, then start playing, and actually try and follow the format you're going to play. Well,
if you're going to go and run a marathon, you've got to run 10 marathons to train for that one marathon. So similar sort of...
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be prepared. Physically, your body needs to be able to perform all day long. If that's the first time you go and do it, it's going to be extremely hard for your body to be good for that amount of time.
There's a theory that you could borrow from snooker that I'm going to try and not bore you with, but Stephen Hendry, Steve Davis, all these people that were greatly successful had a training regime. And okay, so in snooker, you're not running miles, you're not lifting weights and everything, but calmness under pressure, you've got to be able to keep your heart rate down. And if you're fitter and you've got a lower resting heart rate, then your excitable heart rate is going to be lower as well. So when you're in that must-strike situation, Okay, I'm not saying that, if you're fit enough to run a marathon, you're definitely going to strike, but you're going to have a greater chance of performing under pressure.
Body and mind being prepared. That's what it's all about. And preparation is key for everything, I think, with all these events. Whatever event you're going to, having the items you need. You've got the grip sacks and the tapes and the stuff that you need, and being prepared from that side of things, as well as your body being physically prepared and your mind being as prepared as it can be.
What do they say? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail?
Exactly, 100%, without a doubt.
You see those sticker signs on gym walls everywhere.
Yeah, that's could be true.
Well, they've got scores this game, Alex. What can you say?
James Clacton finished on 257. I think Sam 258, 256 maybe. And I think Jojo, I think she was about 250 as well.
Off to our right, Elliot finished 230, I believe. The score's just gone off briefly. Glenn Richardson working the back 6 with another strike. He's going to finish 230 plus.
I think Lee Cocker down there's going to have a 230 game as well.
Have you seen him hit a golf ball?
I've not played golf with Cocker, no. I imagine he's pretty good.
Oh my God, he hits it a mile.
The big guy, long levers.
The only person I've ever played golf with where he shouted 4 straight.
Wow. Thirlby's not having a fun time out there in a minute. He doesn't look like he's really...
that's one of Timmy Mack's picks,
really
Rob Thirlby.
Oh, there's no doubt that, maybe not this squad, but they don't look like this squad at the minute, but he'll have another go and he'll have a good number. This is the... I think I jinxed him then as well because he just opened the 10th frame for 180.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah. He just doesn't look right at the minute. Doesn't look settled. But he's going to have a cup of tea or something and calm himself down.
Cup of tea, read a book.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Bit of country file or something. A bit of rubbish TV and he'll be fine.
Lanes 11 and 12 seems to be the place to be at the minute. They're a little bit behind. I don't know whether they've had a breakdown or
slowest
something.
Ones. They did. I think they had a ball or something. They were in there trying to get it fixed.
There's a couple of open frames on there, but also a couple of 4-baggers.
Yeah, there's a few strikes on the map pad, definitely. Yeah, Stevie K, Jamie Elliott. Jamie Elliott got a tight little one here, 4 in a row. With a couple of frames to go.
He's another good young player.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So played with EYC a couple of times.
You can pick him out in the crowd. He's got a distinctive look, hasn't he?
Yeah, that little bobble he's got in the back of the head. I hope they're not going to bowl in the wrong lane, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're
come on,
gonna,
Steve.
yeah,
Steve
just realised that they both were about to run.
There's a first, everybody. That is a first. Steve K realising something was wrong before anybody else. And having a giggle to himself as well.
Yeah, we're watching you. We're watching you, Steve. They're just looking around and having a look at us.
Yeah.
They're the only ones pretty much left bowling.
Can't quite see them on the approach, but you'll see the balls coming down the lane any moment.
Just
now.
off to the right-hand side of us. Kind of bowling under the Black Storm banner. There goes Steve's ball.
You just seem to grab that one a little bit.
Oh. Scouts a 10 out, gives us a little bit of a...
Tomahawk 10.
Just a little shush up there and pumps it out.
That makes it a 4-bagger. That's going to be a good game. Yeah, working 240 with a sheet.
Jamie made it 5 in a row.
Not
Very
to be
nice.
outdone.
Cool, just walking along, updating his notes, and I'm sure he'll bring it back over for us to give you a score update in a second.
So, you want to be my Mike Jakubowski to your Randy Peterson then? Are we going to take this up full time?
I'm not quite sure about that.
Lane side, Kimberly Pressler. Look, it's Don Go.
Oh!
What you got there then, Alex?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
another good game for Grant. Yeah, Sammy 250. So Sam's gone 255, 256 with a pretty much a pass start. So put him 110, 120 over now.
Yeah, good start, good start.
Again, Joey 255, like we said.
So
Again,
she's got 32.
Just a little bit, 210s.
She's got 32 to go on that as well. So she's 112, 124, 129 plus 32. Yeah. So 161. That's a big block.
Jamie Bottom did 199 that game. Rob Thirlby 181. Joe Osbrook 255. Scott Walmsley 189. Lee Cocker 225. Glenn Richardson 226. Tony O'Hara 227. Kenneth 191, Don Buckley 210, Grant Dugan 253. So that puts him 130, 120, 130 over.
Said at the start of the day when we sat down with Dom, said this squad was going to be some new players arrived this weekend that obviously haven't played Thursday, Wednesday. The talent in this squad's coming through. Coach Carter, what are you rolling with AM? Do you mean me, Adam Michaels?
Oh, okay.
I won't bore you with it if that's not what you meant.
Sam's just come run over and said I've sold your grip sack. So. Just give me 10
I thought he was paying you for your live stream.
The good thing is I own a tenner from our county trials, the little side bet we were playing. He's obviously clearly forgotten about that. We kept that.
You didn't beat him, did you?
No, I didn't. You're right.
Oh right, okay.
Did you not see our county scores? There was one person the whole thing that was over, and that was Sam. It was averaged about 248.
No,
nobody else in our trials was over.
The only game I remember is when we played against you, and me and you had like front 8, and everybody else was hanging on Sunday morning.
That's not really the case.
Coach Carter, so I've brought 8 balls with me this weekend. I only throw Storm and Roto, not through any sort of sponsorship deal or anything, but just because they're the balls that seem to suit my game the most. So the 8 balls I brought with me are Storm, Snaplock, Storm IQ Tour Nano, Storm IQ Tour Edition, Skyrocket Rocket, High Road Pearl, and a high wire, Roto high wire, and then a plastic spare ball. Then the balls of choice yesterday were Skyrocket and high wire. Needed to get that ball down through the front part of the lane without it reading. The fronts were very dry for me. Game 1 started front 10, so the Skyrocket looked really good, but couldn't kick that 7-pin out when it went a little foot or two down the lane too far. So I'm playing it next to 8 p.m. I'm going to try and get my IQ Tour Edition into play somehow. A bit of change of hand position, trying to get it to miss the front, but still read early enough at the back.
Little personal adjustments, as Mr. Zadell would call them.
Little personal adjustment.
Yeah, little tweaks to your hand to make things get the ball rather different.
It's an easily forgotten part of the game, especially when you're playing on an easy an easy recreational pattern like this. You've still got to make those personal adjustments, not just cases of shelling up or shelling down.
Speed changes, slight hand rotation changes, just to get the ball, just to see the lane, different parts of the lane.
If anyone's watching's already played in Stillorgan, they'll know pair-to-pair is so different. Lane topography, high end of the lanes, we've already alluded to the low end of the lanes. You can soon go on a pair, you can throw the same ball and it can hook 2 feet further down the lane.
I was watching Felby move, just moving 4 lanes. He threw in the field, he threw his Optimus and then went on to the next pair through it, went straight through the 3, but he didn't even tweak a beam.
He changed from the Optimus to the IQ Tour, went right, and he still didn't make the pocket the next shot. Then he had to make another adjustment. So even though we're all saying it's an easy pattern, still got to watch out. Yeah,
so it's okay. You still got to make them shots, and you've got to stay on top of when you're changing lanes, and different people have been playing different lines and throwing different types of bowling balls. They're never going to be, even if everything was equally the same, they're going to break down differently. People break them down differently in practice, different ways in which they warm up in practice.
Who am I bowling with this evening? I haven't actually seen my lane draw. I know Barry Foley's back out. I only know that because I was on the live stream here with him yesterday. But I'm going to head off soon back to the hotel to get changed, ready. Hopefully I'll cross the live pair at some point. But when I get back, I'll be finding out who I'm bowling with. Yesterday I bowled with a good friend of mine, Paul Moore, on the same pair.
2 lefties from home.
Didn't seem to matter that we were on the same lane. I mean, it started off easy, so it stayed easy, is what I told Tim. He was gobsmacked that I suggested the left-hand side of the lane was easier than the right, seeing as though I'm left-handed. We actually had 3 on our pair. The righty was on a dream cross. He had 1 righty and 3 lefties.
Doesn't happen very often. Timmy kind of gave me a little tingle. What was up to?
Tim's got a smile on his face, like I know I got out of this.
So just at the end of that last game, Steve Kay actually struck in the 10th and 11th, and then the 10 pins for a 240. Now, unfortunately, Jamie opened the 10th for a 220 game. So Steve's had 2 good games there. 268 game before. Finished 245. He had that game. That gives him puts him up to probably about 60, 70 over now.
I mean, the players that we're watching here and the conversation I've just had with Coach Carter there, a lot of Storm bowling balls going down the lanes, which obviously our title sponsor here, Storm Bowling Products at the Irish Open, be very happy about. They are releasing some really good bowling balls at the minute.
And they have been for a long time. And obviously, it's part of which all the manufacturers are good. No one makes bad bowling balls anymore. But the Storm stuff is still, certainly over here or UK, definitely it's top of the pile. You've got different countries, different companies seem to be taking the lead in their countries, but certainly Storm Road Grip definitely.
You got the licensing to put them on your shirts?
Got licensing for everybody at the minute.
Yeah.
I like the way you twisted that into a little advertising fund there. But yeah, we got the rights to put Storm Road Grip onto shirts. It was actually the first license we had. We had that I actually had that in the old setup before me and Mark on partners and that. But yeah, no, we've added the other brands onto that now. We've got Motive and Nebonite, Hammer Track, Columbia, Brunswick, DV8, Radical. So we've got pretty much all the major brands are available to be added on.
Sounds good. Willie Wall, are there any live scoring updates yet? Unfortunately not. We're on a very old scoring system here in Stillorgan Leisureplexx. It's probably been installed since the mid-1990s. Can only bring you the scores of the game that's currently being played.
Yeah, so when we stand around watching, it's always nice to know what other people are doing and that. So it's a bit of an annoyance we can't get the things up to date, but we're trying our best to. The Dom is running up and down the lanes, writing them down for it. If there's anyone specific you want to know who's doing what, Willie, we can go and find out for you.
The team here do really well though in updating the scores after the squad, so they don't take very long at all to publish the scores.
They're running around and shouting at people if they've not handed their scores.
They're up on the notice board within 10-15 minutes, and then on the Irish bowling website, I'd say within the hour, usually. It'd be well worth checking out that website if you want to see some big scores, because the talent field here, the scoring environment, we're seeing some strikes. Who have we got on the feature pair this game? Seem to have had a bit of a scoring malfunction here as well. The ladies were just down here putting the names in, so we've only got first names, unless we can see the So Thomas John, James Claxton. James was making a run earlier. He was front 6 or 7, I think. You want to take that one?
The squads have all started on time, haven't they? There hasn't been any.
Squad started early a couple of times, to be fair.
Any squad delays at all. So I've also made some slight tweaks to the schedule, and when Sean's doing his opening announcement, each squad he's making sure he's mentioning it's 1 lane courtesy and not 2 or pair courtesy or anything
Looking
like that.
very dapper.
Always. He's the man, Sean. He's been doing this for, I don't even know. I don't even know if he's done everyone. But he's been, as long as I've been coming over here and playing or been around, it's always been Sean's, always been the man. Been very smart.
Yeah, I think everybody looks forward to the Irish Open, obviously, and you book your tickets the previous year, but you only know you're here when you're here. Here's your tournament manager, Sean Kennedy. That's when you know you're here.
Little fanfare introduction he gets as well. That's soon. He stands there poised, waiting at the top of them steps, and when that bit comes, he walks through.
Gives the nod
to the approach, and he knows. It's a great little introduction.
I like it when he guesses the squad as well. This is squad 9? No, squad. No. What squad is it, Sarah?
It's a squad.
That's good to hear. I know Saturday nights usually go to the 2 a.m. in the morning and have to be back for 8 a.m. Now, Saturday night is still scheduled to start at 11 a.m., but they have made a tournament ruling change. We've only gone into 3-game blocks for the first round of the finals. So we're still going to be running late. It's still going to go past midnight according to scheduling, but I don't think it's going to be 2 a.m. this time. Somebody was mentioning earlier that actually because we've been done on time and if not early on the scheduling, that obviously for conservative reasons, covering for breakdowns and things like that, if it keeps running on time, we could actually have started it a little bit earlier, but you just can't foresee a tournament with no problems.
To be fair, I mean, the centre run, there's been the odd ball jam and sweep down and stuff, but
the worst I've seen is a pin coming down the ball return. That's the worst I've seen.
That's why I screwed the captain in there earlier on. can you let me know how Glenn Richardson is doing? You certainly can. First game was 2:15, then we did 2:24, 2:21, and 2:26. So a very consistent block. And he had an 11-pin spread. So putting him on 80.
20, 45, 71, 86.
86 low game. So a very solid block. 2:15 low game, 2:26 high game. Where's he playing now?
Can't see him.
Is he down 1, 2 and?
Oh, he's right down on lanes 1 and 2.
Yep, just about to bowl on lane 1 now. So he's out of shot of the camera at a second. But hardest pair for us to see the scores on as well.
To borrow a phrase from Randy, he's got his facial fescue on this weekend. I'm sorry to love you and leave you, everybody, soon, but I do need to find Dom because I need to prepare for my block. But we've roped Alex into the live stream commentary here. In a moment, he's going to be the only one here.
Just walking past, watching how many guys getting on bowling, all of a sudden Timmy throws me in.
Dragged you in.
I'm going to get lumbered a little together on the own.
To be fair, with Timmy's commitments to the tournament as a whole, it's pretty hard to get him pinned down to one spot for 3 hours.
If you've ever spent much time with Timmy, it's pretty hard to get him to sit and do anything for too long. Without him having to move around a bit. He's certainly a hyperactive guy, is the best way of putting it.
It's not going to be a bad guess, that, Coach Carter. I mean, what you're projecting the cut to be at 100. The numbers you want to be interested in are the 4th place, the 8th place, and then with the early birds and Desperado thing, I think the number's then 54 or 53, which at the moment is about par or 10 or 20 over, I believe. In fact, let's see if I can find it on the Irish website. And then you'd imagine with the field, obviously the re-entry, so people have already played, they've got a better idea of the lanes, the better players arriving for the weekend, the scores are going to go up.
You're getting a bit of use, mate. Willie Wall saying.
Cheers, Willie Wall.
Your left hand is.
Yeah. Now we've just been through this. I've got an extensive stretching routine.
I'll go and paint his nails.
Irish.
Guess you'll probably get your bowling gear on.
They could, yeah.
Sitting there in jeans and a jumper.
Although yesterday there was jeans and a Playboy t-shirt, so I might get away with it.
Rocking the cash look.
Irish Open 2017. Let's have a look on the Irish Open website for the cut at the moment. Co-commentator dying beside me.
I'm just getting over a bit of a cough. Unfortunately, one of my boys, Tommy's had it for about 4 weeks, and he just gave it to me. Sharing with his daddies before he came away, something like that.
So this is good as well. This is the combined scores. So I can't do apologies to everybody watching. I can't remember the cut number, but if we take 50th, for example, is currently 50 over. So I don't think, Coach Carter, you're going to be too far off.
I think normally when you come to any sort of re-entry event, you always look around the number to be 100 over.
Yeah.
And then once you see the play going, you have a very good idea quickly if it's going to be higher.
Yeah.
The scores start smashing up really quickly, and that you know things are going to make a bit of a difference.
Willie Wall, the official pattern is Bourbon Street. Modified house shot doesn't count, correct. It's not a house shot. It's from the recreational series of the Kegel patterns. More information on the Kegel website. So one of the easier ones that you'll see out here on the ETB Tour. EBT. Can't get my words out. Roughly 6.7 to 1 ratio. Meaning, of course, the 6.7 times more oil in the centre than the outside. 62A, which bit am I looking at?
62 athletes will qualify for finals. You're looking at the cut numbers, aren't you?
Yeah, so 62 athletes will qualify, but of those 62, there's 3 from a Desperado and 6 from the early birds, so 9. So yeah, 53. 53 is your number for the cut. So go back to the overall standings. 53 currently is a tie at 48 over. And that is, I think, 2 Irish people. Let's have a look. No, Jason Burns, so 1 Irish person, Marcus Bergendorf, Denmark. So you want to be looking at adding about 50 pins to that to be there or thereabouts. If you get to sort of 120 over, 220 average, I think that's going to be safe.
So you reckon between 100 and 120 over?
I think if you were trying to make the number and you finished 120 over, I think you'd probably consider not playing again. And then if we talk about the other positions, there are 4 and 8 that are important. So top 4 get 2 buys and top 8 get 1. Currently sitting at 14.06 is Hadley Morgan on the top 8 position, and 14.46 for the top 4 position. So I probably look for the top 8 to move up to that 14.46, with that top 4 moving maybe 20, 30 pins above it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to beat Mr. Sloan in that score.
No, that 15. Well, came close last night, 3 pins, but those 2 are going to be safe. So, last couple of questions, and I'm going to rope Dom back in. So let's go. In your opinion, why do they have an easier shot down for a European event? Surely you shouldn't help players' egos and easy shots and put difficult patterns down to test the bowler. You want me to go on this one?
I'll have a little go first.
Go for it.
This event is a different event. It is an EBT satellite event, but it is still an EBT event. And they put down a pattern that allows the bowlers to enjoy themselves a little bit, as well as... But to get to the top of that thing and make the cut, you've still got to bowl good. No matter how easy the pattern is, you've still got to shape up right, you've still got to match up right to be able to throw enough strikes to make the cut. So the cream normally rises to the top on most patterns, and I think just it makes it for a bit more of an enjoyable weekend.
I think the Irish Open, obviously not being a fully fledged member of the EBT tournament for many years, it's a recent thing where it's been fully signed up. It has a reputation, or it has a history of just trying to attract people who want to have a good weekend and enjoy themselves, and part of that means you've got to have an enjoyable time on the lanes as well as off the lanes.
Yeah.
So
an enjoyable time off the lanes as well around this area.
Easy to do that. So I think that's possibly one of the reasons why they do it, but also it wouldn't do for every tournament to be brutally hard. You know, you'd lose a lot of...
is the spice of life. Apparently so.
Have you got that on a sign in your kitchen?
No, but I'll get in now.
Yeah, so if every tournament was brutal, you'd lose some of the interest of the players who maybe their goal is quite a respectable one of just making the cut. If their goal is to come and have a good weekend, make the cut, they feel like they've got more of a chance on something like this than, let's say, a sport pattern.
And the number of people playing this event shows that.
Well, what do we got? 200 individual
200,
entries?
210 entries.
Crazy. So yeah, surely you shouldn't hold the players with egos, easy shots, and put difficult patterns down to test the bowler. I agree entirely, but not 12 months of the year.
No. And this event has a different feel about it. There's a different, I would say, level of player, but there's a more diverse group playing. There's say people that are trying to play event for the first time.
Don't think Cass Edwards is going to be happy with that last comment.
There's a question that we just missed out there. It's one game on each pair, so they play one game and then move 4 lanes to the right on each squad. There's one game on each lane. Selwyn was around, I'm sure.
Well, I'm going to hand over to Dom.
Dom will want to rope Selwyn in for a little bit.
I'm going to hand over to Dom, and what I'll do is I'll have a walk around and I'll see if I can rope Selwyn into taking over from Alex.
Yeah, perfect. I'll have a little chat with Dom.
And then obviously you can go back to selling some of your shirts.
Yeah, fine. Let's get some food as well.
Alex, thank you very much for joining me. I am going to leave you just for a moment.
Cheers, have good luck for your next block, mate.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
The stream will be watching.
Hopefully, if you guys give Dom some good feedback, you might get me back on here. If you've all hated me, then thanks for having me. But keep your opinions to yourself. No, it's been a pleasure, guys, and I'll hand you over to Dom now.
Good luck with the next block, mate.
Cheers.
Thanks, mate. Go get yourself ready. Go find Selwyn.
Yeah, thanks very much to Adam. How are we doing, Alex?
Oh, good, mate. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Little stroll up and down the lanes, didn't you?
Yeah.
Press a bit.
I should have had a break, really, but I ended up walking up and down lanes getting scores. Can't switch off, can you?
Nah, it's hard to sometimes.
Well, I'm glad we've had some insightful commentary for a change, anyway.
Well, Willie Wall's given us some praise. Not sure if he's praising us or moaning about the Weber Cup ones. But
Well, he's kind of right, to be honest. Cass Edwards is going to retire from it at some point, and who've we got to come through and take it on? I don't think it's Dodgy Dom from Leeds, anyway.
You'll be too busy, mate. You ain't got the time to do it. You've got to keep your Talk 10 minute updates going throughout the weekend. And
yeah, true enough, yeah.
Keep the media room going.
So how are we doing with the striking shirts, then?
We're good. We have some good interest, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of this building up. Just in general, your general business as the shirts get out to different people.
You've knocked up quite a lot of shirts in the last 6 months, aren't you?
Been really quite busy, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you also want to hit the ground running with any business you're starting up, it's not really a start-up as such, because I've been doing shirts for a long time, for a few years, via somebody else. But now this new setup with Mark and us actually printing the shirts ourselves, you always want to hit the ground running, but you're always cautious that how it's going to go. But
you're lucky in respect that you are well connected, aren't you?
Yeah, and, that's part of what I bring to the table with the business, and that knowing people I've been in the shop saying for 15 years now, and know a lot of people around the places, and lucky enough to get a few of my bowling friends to agree to help promote us with Tim Mack's shirt and Paul Moore and Lisa John.
Yeah. Stick to the people you know and that can help you. And
great players wearing your shirt, and then as soon as people start seeing them, and a few people start ordering them and stuff, they start spreading around. It's great. I'll make sure I let Adam know that you appreciated his commentary, Coach Carr. We've managed to find Selwyn, so Selwyn,
you're going to join us?
Come and take over from me now.
Can you give James a shout out?
Sorry?
Can you give James a shout out?
James a shout out? Yeah.
Shout out to James from his wife.
Standing in front of us on your live stream. It's got a few mentions when he had the front.
Yeah, he was looking good for a while. I'll go on that side, Selwyn, if you come here. Thanks, Alex, and we'll have you on again at some point.
I'll be around all weekend, mate.
Excellent.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, cheers, man. All right, come on in, Selwyn. Just pop your little tush on there. So it's our great pleasure to bring probably the most liked player in the tournament. Other way around. There we go. There you go.
That way.
Now then, Selwyn, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you very much for asking.
It's your fans want you on, Coach Carter in the States. So they want to get Selwyn on.
And here I am.
There you go. You should rope Selwyn into the commentary.
Hello, Coach Carter. How are you?
Who is that?
It's been a while since I've actually met him, and it's very hard to have a good recall at my age now because seniority is kicking in. But,
so you told me your age before. You're a lot older than I thought you were.
That's right. Yeah, I'm 53 now, and it's always very confusing for customs officials when they see my passport and then try add up my date of birth with my appearance because I look so youthful. But
that's a good thing, isn't it?
I assure you that everything that goes into my body is natural and it's not a harmful substance.
You didn't need to say that. We know that.
Oh, well, I've said it now.
A lot of lemon drizzle, isn't it?
Oh, it's Ryan Carter. Yes, Ryan. Long time no hear. Hope you're doing well.
Hero.
Oh, Fabiana. Hello. Hello, Fabiana. Wonderful to see you looking in and taking an interest in all the bowling. Fabulous. Oh, Paul Nelligan. Message retracted.
Your fans are on. They've not come to watch the Irish Open. They're just waiting for Selwyn to come on stream.
It's fabulous. It's really nice because the bowling community is so friendly, and I've been very lucky to have met so many nice people.
I think many nice people have been lucky to meet you, Selwyn, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. Yeah, it's a two-way street. And I enjoy bowling in the tournaments, not just to take part, but also to see the people and watch people bowling as well. So it's all good. It's a fabulous environment. The bowling is the glue, and I think that it should be more wildly appreciated by people outside of bowling, you know. So they too could.
I think people don't realise that, okay, it's a sport, a game, a pastime, all that kind of thing, but they don't realise it's like a big social gathering and lifelong friends. Yeah. I've not bowled since I was 25-year-old. I'm 46 now, so it's like 20 years since I properly bowled. Right. Yeah, I'm still sat here talking about it.
Yeah. It's great. I think the way people bowl, they're using different equipment and they're putting the ball in a different place and they get the strikes they need, and you watch somebody else put the ball in the same place and he doesn't get the same reaction. You're thinking, wow, what's the difference between these two guys? What's the difference between the bowling ball? It's just absolutely amazing. It really is good.
One thing I've learned over the years is the more you know about the sport, the more you realise you don't know anything. Because there's always something around the corner that's going to blow your socks off.
Yeah,
Two-handed
that's right.
bowling, for instance.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Some people don't like it, but I haven't got a problem with it. Everyone's doing the same thing. They've got a bowling ball in their hand, they let go of it, and if they get a strike, it's a great shot. We're all different, we make approaches different, we release the ball different, and it's the one end product is trying to get a strike. That's what we're trying to do in this sport, whether you use two hands or one hand.
Yeah, it's the beauty of diversity,
That's
isn't it?
correct, yeah, I agree. I just wanted to, excuse me,
Yeah,
I just wanted to big up Scott Walmsley because he just left a washout after having 5 in a row. And he made it look so easy, Fabiana, I tell you. Honest to God, you'd have been proud of him if he was right here behind him. I'm sure you are in spirit.
He's just coming up to the end of this 5th game. Aaron Falconbridge has bowled a 203. Katie Tagg with a 228 there. 226,
Katie
sorry.
Tagg had a 226.
Yeah, she's got 8 pins on the top of that as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm here now, so I've not been collecting scores after that game, but we had Joe Alsibrook as probably the leader of this block so far. And Lee Cocker not too far behind. Glenn Richardson doing okay. And Pete Stevenson dropped off a little bit. He was 703 after his first 3, but 189. So when's the turkey outfit coming out?
The turkey outfit will probably come out on Saturday. And I'm probably going to do the Desperado first.
With the turkey outfit on?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, I would love to, but I think that for my chances of making the final, it would best be left, in my bag until I've finished, and then head over to Boland's and dance like an idiot in a turkey suit.
That sounds like a plan.
This is just coming to the end of Game 5 now, Fabiana, and Scott will be in front of us, so you can watch his heavenly body. I'm not talking about the moon, by the way.
Are you playing again then?
Yes,
just the Desperado, or are you going to play another block?
I'm bowling at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So it means that I won't be taking in too many Guinnesses tonight, so that I can be mentally awake.
See, I don't believe that, because Simon said to me last night, I'm just having one and then I'll go to bed.
Yeah.
And it rounds up at like 2:30 in the morning. There's no having one in Ireland.
Well, when he said he was going to have one, he forgot to put the naught behind the one. Yeah. And that was a for Scott. And when I catch up with him, he's going to get a sticker.
Good. I haven't seen these stickers yet. Where are they?
Oh, the stickers are in my bag, which I've left in the ballpark. But yeah, they've been going down a storm, and I haven't been running around yet and giving them out to people, which I should have been doing. But that's my bad judgment. I should have had them ready at hand so I could just go, there you go, you got one, you got one. Yeah.
Right, so while we're waiting for the next game to start, let's hear a little bit more about you, Selwyn. When did you start bowling?
1985 was when I first started, and it was just purely by luck that my brother was heading down to the bowling alley. Mm-hmm. So I said, oh, do you mind if I tag along? So he said, yeah, okay.
Is that your brother that looks exactly like you?
Yeah, he is, yeah, my twin brother, we're identical.
Oh, you are twins?
Yeah, we are.
I thought you just looked alike.
No, very much alike. And we've often been confused in the streets. Somebody's come up and going, oh, hello, Brian. I go, no, I'm not Brian. He goes, yes, you are. I go, no, I'm his twin brother. You know.
Didn't know I did have a brother.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that could be awkward as well when you're like rude to somebody by not like mentioning anything to them or not
right.
smiling at them. And they're like,
somebody
why didn't you smile at me the other day? I never saw you.
I've had that before. I walked past a woman when I was working in the post office, and she said, oh, don't say hello then. I'm like, yeah.
Who are you?
I'm not Brian. He goes, don't be silly. Yes, you are. I go, no, I'm not. Honest. Yeah. So, yeah, confusion abounds. Yeah, but then what happened was I moved maybe a couple of years after I started bowling, and I was bowling out of league, and I saw a group of people just down the other end of the lane, so I thought, oh, well, maybe I could join them. And a woman said to me, oh, this is a league, and you need a partner, so we're looking for a couple. And I said, well, I don't have a partner. So she said, oh, we'll get somebody out of retirement. And I bowled with a lovely woman whose name escapes me for the moment. but she was a lovely, dear old lady in her 70s, and we bowled together. We got on very, very well. And then people started to notice that I was quite a good bowler, so they said, "Oh, would you like to join our league?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." So I joined their league, and then I joined another league, and then it then went kind of like European, because as a postman, we have a team that takes part in the European corporate games. So somebody said, "Oh, do you want to join the post office team?" So I said, "Yeah, okay." So then back in 1999, I started in Vienna, I think it was, or Berlin, and ever since then I've been bowling in the European corporate games.
Excellent.
And so I thoroughly enjoyed it. Lovely people there as well. Then I got speaking with Ray Tees and Richard Tees. They were going off to the EBTs, and I thought, I wouldn't mind trying that. So about 4 years ago, I took the plunge, and I've never looked back. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
And you've made cuts as well. You made a cut in Holland, I believe.
That's right, yeah. It was during the Desperado, and I had Don Barrett standing behind me, Cassie, his dad, and I think Rose, Cassie's mum, was there as well.
Rosemary,
and they were egging me on, and it happened. Got in by the skin of my teeth. It was fantastic, and it was so nice that they had faith in me.
Yeah.
And Oscar Palermo, he was also one to encourage me. He actually sponsored me to go into the Desperado on a couple of occasions.
Wow.
And I thought, this is incredible. I've got one of the best bowlers in the world sponsoring me in the Desperado.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost like putting money on a three-legged horse, I thought. But, you know, I only missed the cut because I didn't make a double in the 10th. Otherwise, I would have got through at my first stab. So it was good.
What we got here, stickers are lovely. Someone put one in my bag last Sunday, Paul Nelligan. Was that you?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And Mark Sutton. Hi, Dom and Selwyn. Is Bob Oakleford still around?
Bob Oakleford is still around, and I'll be bowling with him in a couple of weeks' time in Norwich at the second Nationals in Norwich.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. He's still the guy that does the okey-cokey on the approach. So if people don't understand what I mean, he tends to hesitate when somebody 3 lanes down steps on the approach, and he steps back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, who have we got on the featured pair? We've got Scott Walmsley, we've got Gretham Side, we've got Gareth Greaves and Joe Alsibrook.
Yes.
Not sure what Joe had in that.
People.
Yeah, not sure what Joe had in that 5th game, but she was looking like a possible person that's going to come in the studio.
Go, get in there, Greta. Lovely shot. She made that look so easy.
So who impresses you? Who would you say is your idol?
Well, Don Barrett is a very good friend of mine, but when I see him bowling, he's just poetry in motion. He stands on the approach and he's not even there 2 seconds. He knows exactly what he has to do, what he wants to do, where to put the ball. And Craig MacArthur there is making funny faces at me.
That's just his face. he's saying hello, that's all.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's been normal.
Well, actually, I thought he was going to go back to the hotel and have a shower. I wondered what the smell was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I know what you mean about Dom, though. We can all get quite emotional about when he does something really good, because we're all so proud of him. And I mean, I'm happy because he's got my name. So.
Yeah. Well,
I always knew a Dominic would play on the PBA tour. Just always knew it wasn't me.
Yeah. Well, the person who's impressed me the most from last year was Jesper Svensson.
Oh,
just recently won Rookie of the Year. One of the
different gravy, isn't it?
A great sporting awards ceremony, and beating 3 other people who are maybe equal in peer in their own sports, you know.
Yeah, but Olympic sports are more well-known sports. I think
right.
the big thing about Jesper winning that award was it got bowling noticed.
Yeah, that's right.
In that country.
Yeah.
And that can't have gone unnoticed in a few other countries. That.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, who won the awards when that news goes around Europe? 10-pin bowling.
10-pin bowling.
10-pin bowling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm disappointed that Dom didn't get the same sort of adulation when he won it.
Very true.
I've said a few times I tried to get press for him. I was on the blower to people literally as soon as it happened.
Yeah.
To local press and national press, and nobody got back in touch with me.
Well,
nobody.
No, I know a young lady who worked for the Evening Standard, and I tried to get a column into the Evening Standard, but it just went to press before they had a chance to add it.
Yeah.
You know, they may have added it, maybe not, but it would have been fantastic if it could have made it. So
just a note somewhere, you know. I get really upset about the Sports Personality of the Year each year. With all them sports there must be thousands of people from all different sports. We can't get 2 people there.
Yeah, I know.
Even world champions, we can't get them to even sit in a seat and keep quiet and watch everybody else do it. We can't even get that.
Yeah.
So until we get to that standard, we've got no chance.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I think, and I blame the National Association.
Yeah.
Because they're not pushing what we've got as much as they should be.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They're not even cashing in on what we've got.
I know.
And until they do, I'm sorry BTBA, but you know, you're shocking when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if you want to grow the sport, then you grow it around what we've got. You make heroes.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, there's no reason why Don Barrett can't go into a few schools and, you know, be the poster boy for Hollywood Bowl even.
Yeah.
You know, have a few standees in Hollywood Bowl and people kind of, they're not bothered about the sport, but at the same time, well, if you want to come into our centre like 20 times a year, you could eventually go into the sports side and play a lot more in our centres.
Yeah.
And not every Hollywood Bowl's a leisure centre. There's quite a few of them play leagues, so
yeah.
I don't know what you all think at home like. Selwyn for president. That's
President
what
of what? Hi Kim, not sure what Glenn's last score was. Maybe Dom's got it written down.
Not for the last game, no.
Right.
He was doing okay up until that 5th game. I'm not sure what he had, but he had 215, 224, 221, 226.
Scott Walmsley's got a double. I'm ready when you are. Get in there, Greta. 1 lane bowling at the moment for Greta, but she's making it look very easy on lane number 9.
Coach Carter says, Selwyn, do you know why Dan Balsam didn't make the trip? He's been busy lately. He's been to a couple of countries, hasn't he, Dan? He went over to Sweden and where else did he? He didn't go to Ballmaster, did he? He went to another one.
No, he went to the AIK.
AIK, yeah. So
the reason he's not here is because he's saving his pennies for the Brunswick Euro Challenge.
Right.
And that's the reason for that.
Do you know, if I were him, I would have come to this one.
I would have as well.
I mean, that is a proper turkey shoot. Is that you know, you don't know what you're getting in the Brunswick Euro.
That's very true. Yeah.
It can be one year and it's 15-20 to make the cut, and another year it might be 12-80.
Well, last year I think it was 14-72.
Yeah,
and that's monstrous.
It's ridiculous. I mean, if you haven't hit a double in your first game, you may as well go home.
Yeah, that's true.
Willie Wallace says bowling won't be recognised, unfortunately. It's a thing to do with your mates while having a drink. When dart players are athletes and bowlers are not, something is totally wrong.
Yeah, that's true. But I like the way that darts has elevated itself thanks to, what's his name? Who's in
Taylor. Oh, in charge of all of it? Barry Hearn?
Barry Hearn, thank you. Yeah, Barry Hearn has managed to elevate it, and it's a fabulous achievement what he's done.
Well, 16 years ago, he took on the Weber Cup, didn't he?
Yes.
And he started that up in the World Temping Masters, and I think he thought at the time, we can maybe do something with this sport. But for some reason, it's
sugar and spice.
It was nearly a big one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
5-7 now.
Well, I reckon if he moves his feet 3 boards left, he can spare this. Because this is the way to do it. Oh, I must tell you this story. Scott Walmsley has just left a 5 and a 7 pin split. And I was bowling at Airport Bowl, which is near Heathrow Airport. And somebody bet me that if I managed to spare it, he would bowl left-handed. And I spared it.
Excellent.
Yeah, much to everybody's amusement.
It just flattened off a little bit then.
Yeah, unfortunate. I should have spoke to him beforehand, he'd have spared it. Maybe he moved 5 balls instead of 3, but it was close, but no cigar.
What ambitions have you got in bowling, Selwyn?
Well, last November I bowled a 300 game, and that absolutely changed my mindset. I thought, if I can do this, then every time I step onto the approach, I think anything's possible. And I have a very strong belief in myself, and my confidence is high. And what I want to get next is either 800 over 3 games or 1400 over 6.
Yeah.
This is why I'm going to be entering more tournaments at senior level and also at an adult level, so that I can improve as a bowler and try and make finals and get my 800 or
Selwyn,
1400.
you could play for England
I'm going to give it a good shot.
in the seniors if you get your head down in the seniors. You've got every chance of making that team.
Next May is going to be my first attempt to get into the team, and why shouldn't I? Why not give it a go? I think everybody should set themselves a target in life and try and achieve it.
Well, bowling 300, you kind of achieved something that some people never achieve.
Yeah.
In 40 years of bowling, they'll never hit a perfect game. So to hit one is just immense, isn't it? Really,
Yeah,
it's just
I agree.
a lifelong ambition, really, when you're a temping bowler, is to hit one.
Glenn Richardson has just missed a single pin, unfortunately. He's going to have to dig deep now, because I think he's had a couple of opens. So from a very strong position, he's kind of like sliding down the pole.
Yeah. Front 5 for Pete Stevenson there.
Woo-hoo. And as the shirt on the back says, easy bowling, and he's making it look easy.
Max Sutton then, they only have one entry in darts, so you can't re-enter when they play bad. This is the only game that you can do this. It's very sad. He's got a point there. The re-entries is... Alright, it makes money for the tournament, but it's, if you're not good enough over 6 games, you're not good enough. You should go home. But then I can see why you would travel to Europe. You've spent how many €100 to get there, and you have 6 games, and you don't quite, start off okay. For whatever reason, you're unfamiliar with the lanes, the centre, the humidity, whatever else.
Yeah.
And then to be told, right, see ya.
Yeah.
That becomes a little bit of a turkey shoot in itself. Is who hits form quickly or who gets lucky.
Yeah.
More to the point, who matches up quicker.
Yeah.
Bulla bulla bulla. I can't do your sound in text. Says Lee Crosby. He also said the tour will be better with you on it, mate. This is brilliant, Selwyn, on bowling 300. Oh, that is brilliant, Selwyn, on bowling 300.
That was back in November at a bowling centre I thought was quite poor, but they fixed the lane machine. The lanes were much better, and after I changed bowling balls 3 times, the 4th ball was the one that I got my 300 with. So I was over the moon about that, and thank you for your congratulations.
I think it touched a nerve with a lot of people because you liked around the sport. I think people really appreciated that that was a big deal for you.
Yeah, it was.
Now, how many times is that people have 300s and it's become kind of blasé and 300, I've had 15 of them, I've had 50 of them. But then you get your very first one, and that is just so special.
Yeah, it was.
You might never do it again, but that moment in time.
Quite right.
Were you crapping yourself then?
No, I was fine. I've never been so calm in my life. The very first time I went for my 300, I was shaking like a leaf. That was in 2001, yeah. And everyone was watching. There was no sound because all the pin setters had stopped moving.
Yeah,
and then my hand was shaking, my knees were knocking. And then all of a sudden I took one step. I don't know what happened with steps 2 and 3. And then I was taking step number 4, and I was like, ugh! Yeah, and I messed it up for a 296. And Joe Allsbrook just had a turkey. Well done, Joe. And I'm looking forward to Greta getting hers. Oops. Let's not count our chicks before they hatch, but she's been pretty good on that lane so far. He's got for... What's it gonna be? These turkeys are flying everywhere. Oh, I'm gonna need something for my throat later. Oh, what we got here? Oh my goodness! You don't get 1 when you come here, you get 3!
Selwyn, Dom, in your opinion, which is easier? Which is easier, maximum break in snooker, a hole-in-one, or a 300, or a 9-darter? Rank them in the order of toughest.
Yeah, me too.
So which is the toughest then? A 300, 9-darter, 147, or a hole-in-one?
I reckon a hole-in-one.
Hole-in-one's the hardest?
Yeah. it's obviously it's going to be on a par 3, but you still got to get that ball in that little hole over a certain distance. You've got to judge the wind, and then you've got to judge the elevation on the ball and so forth. Here we go, here we go. All the way from Norway. Oh, what a beautiful turkey that was. Right, we're going to see who blinks first now, because everybody's striking for love here on lanes 9 and 10.
They know you're watching, that's why.
They seem more relaxed as well. Oh, unfortunate there.
And Sutty says, past winners, Buckley, Anderson, Delaney, and so on, all one entry to win the greatest tournament, British Open. I think it's just the way of the world now, isn't it? It's about making money, and you know, if you can get people to throw €150 at a squad, they will.
For Grant Dogan. Yeah, it's true. I mean, nowadays people think about money first, especially in football. But I think you can make money in bowling, but you have to play a lot and you have to be very good.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can stop having fun. You know, I think a lot of people do enjoy bowling, and they get a lot of fun from doing it.
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Exactly. Hence why I've got the turkey suit.
But you've actually seen it now in a lot of players where they're getting fans now because of Facebook and stuff, and they get to interact with fans that they never did before. So it's even for people like Paul Moore, that was never really an open person, if you know what I mean. He was quiet and reserved, and even he's happy to do the brand thing and chat a little bit more. And obviously, I think because he's getting a cuddle now, he's a lot happier.
I think Paul's a fantastic ambassador for bowling. He comes here, he goes over to other countries and represents, well, not only himself but his country. He's a great ambassador, because you know
he is now. He wasn't when he was kicking ball returns when he was younger.
Oh no, that's not good. No, it's not the ball return's fault that you missed that shot. You let go of the ball. Oh, the strikes seem to have dried up, apart from Gavin.
DRWO2 says, I had the pleasure of bowling next to Mr. Morgan at the English Open. Bowling needs more people like him.
Oh, thank you very much. Cheers.
Why don't we see more black players bowling?
That's a good question. Somebody actually asked me to go into a think tank and ask why more black people don't bowl. Maybe they're more associated with basketball or football, and temping bowling is not something that they do, apart from for birthday parties, that kind of thing.
But we're a nation of different races, colours, creeds, and all the rest of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Why we haven't got a massive basketball team? We haven't got, you know, a lot of sports that we push black players into more than we do white or anything like that. Why does bowling not connect with all races so much?
I really can't tell you, because what they want to get up to in their social life is, you know, obviously something that their friends do. So, you know, maybe it's
kind of a peer pressure thing. So if they had a few people that were showing them the way, they might take an interest in it more, possibly.
Yeah, true. I go down to Airport Bowl and I see a lot of Asian people going there and bowling. There's a lot of Filipino people going there. You know,
we've got them, and don't get me wrong, we've got a lot of races play bowling and have done for a lot of years, but we've never really seen them come through to a national level, or to the level where they become a Richard Teese or a Don Barrett or that kind of thing, or even a Lee Cocker for that matter.
Yeah, that's right, As soon as Scott's nearby, I will hit him for you, Fabiana.
Tell win it, Scott, for me.
Where do you want me to hit him?
Mark says, don't you think it's a shame that a young bowler can't afford 3 entries and average 206 and miss the cut? Must be a massive negative for future tournament players. Oh, we lost the camera there. Oh, it's back on again. Yeah, it's expensive for kids, that's for sure. I don't know. I don't even know. A lot of you guys afford something even like the Malta Open. It's you've got your flight over there, you've got your accommodation. It's not a massive prize fund or anything.
No.
The EBTs, I'd be surprised if more than 10 people actually make a profit in the whole field.
Yeah.
When you've added everything together.
Well, I mean,
there's still 400 entries.
Yeah. Well, I always think that when I'm going to come away to any particular tournament at the weekend, I'm going to lay out £1,000. That's a lot of money. Talk about flights, hotels, squad and re-entries. You know, it's a hell of a lot of money.
There's no real comeback on that either, is there? Apart from the enjoyment, the social aspect,
that's
and
quite true.
the memories of it.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, you know, if you've got disposable income and you want to spend it on something, then spend it on whatever you want.
Exactly. I
You
mean,
know, it could be a PlayStation with
we all
VR
call
or
this a
something.
sport. We all call this a sport, but you also call it your hobby.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to spend money in your hobbies. And if you like it that much, you will do it regardless of whether you're very, very good at it or if you're good. And it's good to be here and do what I'm doing in another country rather than just doing it once a week every Monday or twice a week. I'm in a different country. I'm doing what I enjoy doing. I'm doing it with really nice people. And the vast majority of people here I know.
Yeah.
Which is even better. I know that I can go over to Boland's and have a drink with them afterwards. And even though we want to beat each other on the lanes, nobody is going to say, you knocked me out of the top 32 or whatever, because...
Yeah, there's not the massive rivalry you'd get in football, is there, and
Exactly.
other sports.
Anyway, we'll be fine. Apart from the nose, yeah. Okay, Fabiana.
Right, I need to find Simon, and we need to get the virtual studio set up shortly for whoever the squad winner is going to be, and I'm not even sure who that's going to be.
Yeah, well, Pete Stevenson is bowling very, very well. He's on 150, he's got a turkey going into the 10th. So that's 150 in the 6th frame, and he's on a turkey.
Yeah, he's on a 279 pace.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 2.
Yeah, it's a 270.
279 pace,
279 pace. Bloody Nora.
He dropped off 189 in game 4. I'm not sure what he had in game 5, but he was 703 over the first 3.
Well, he's going up for a 4-bagger now. He likes it. Oh, just a bit light.
2-8 sleeper.
Gav, you can spin it to win it. That's from Gareth. Yeah. Yeah, he appreciates that.
Brook then into the pocket for 10-pin.
Yeah.
Nearly a turkey.
Yeah. Yeah, nice ball from Pete. He's just such a great bowler.
He is actually. He came from nowhere as well, really, to a degree.
Yeah.
The last 3 years, he's
definitely
jumped onto the scene and made it his own.
Yeah.
Did well in the World Cup this year. Top 15 in the world, it's not too bad.
For Terry.
Right, you keep talking, Selwyn, because I'm going to go find out who's won the squad, and Simon's going to set up the virtual studio ready for the interview.
Okay, so now I'm flying solo while Dom goes off to find somebody to set up the studio. Pete just used a different ball there, just to try it out, I guess. Very impressed with Matt Curtis. I'm pretty sure this is his first time here, and he's done really well. He's got a strike in the 9th. He's going for a double now. Oh, he's gone Brooklyn, and it fits. It's a double. Excellent shot. He's taken it all very calmly. Oh, lovely ball from Joe as well to finish on a 226. Yeah, well done, Greta. Shot. 190. Yeah. I'm in charge now. I can say what I like. Ha ha ha. Here's Matt Curtis. Will he get a turkey? Slow hand clap. Will he? Will he? Will he? Here we go. Looking good. Come back. Well done, Matt. Shot. Oh, got an imposter in the house.
So yeah, definitely looks like it's going to be Jo Alsibrook. She were like 168 over with what 226
226 it is.
to add on to it, and the 48 pin ladies bonus. So
She smashed it.
smashed it.
Yeah, out of the park.
Jo Alsibrook.
Well done, Joe.
ALL SEBROOK.
One more. Come on. Come on. Oh, boo. Well done. Nice game there.
ALL SEBROOK. Alsibrook.
Lee, Gav bowled a 256 in his last game. Don't think he can hit it any harder, Willie Wall. He really does let the ball go down the lane with some speed.
Does, doesn't it?
It's almost like a hand grenade.
Sorry?
He wants to get rid of it before it explodes.
Do you want to go off that camera and... Do you need to swap it over? Just getting the studio sorted now, ready for Miss Alsibrook to come up. There we go. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. I'll stick the light on as well. Yep, just stick the light on, Si. There we go. Lovely.
Are we all ready for her?
Yeah, we're all ready when she
Right,
comes.
put her in the electric chair.
Do you want to interview her?
No, I think you best do.
No, you do it.
No.
Yeah, come on.
I wouldn't know what to say, honestly.
Well, I don't know what to say either. How did you bowl? What did you bowl with? Did you find any difference in the lanes?
Got no sound.
You got no sound. Can you hear me?
No.
His sound's gone off.
Oh, it's gone back. Oh,
Are you back?
You have to press this one and wait till the stereo's on there.
Right.
There, so just 15 seconds or something.
Right, no worries. I'll just wait for Joe to finish talking to boyfriend Shami. Lover.
yeah. Top girl.
She is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of them players that could have done better. She showed a lot of potential when she was very young and just not really delivered like she could have done. But I mean, that's maybe the fact that she hasn't got to a lot of European tournaments like some of the other players, and life gets in the way, doesn't it?
It does indeed, yeah.
For some, you know, it's if you don't make a lot of money, then you can't really throw a lot of money into it.
Yeah. I mean, I have a full-time job, and it's only because I have a 2-week holiday that I'm here. Every 5 weeks I get a long weekend, and if that coincides with the tournament and I can make it, then I will go there.
Yeah.
So it's a case of I can go, and no I can't unless I swap my weekends around, and it makes it all very difficult sometimes because it's short notice or too far in advance to know for sure who has that particular weekend free. So I just had to say, oh well, I'm not free that weekend, so I'll have to give it a miss.
There's a lot to be said for working 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, isn't there?
It is, yeah. But in my particular job, I'm virtually in the office every day of the week, even though it's only a 5-day week. I come in early just before my shift on a Sunday, so I'm there on a Sunday. I leave like on a Saturday, and then I'm back just shortly before my shift's due to start on a Sunday, so I'm virtually in the office every day, but I only work a 5-day week. It's a funny way of looking at it, but that's the way it works in my job.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I'm working nights because the extra money comes in handy. The sound's gone again.
Is it gone again? Back? What sound are you on about? Can you not hear me, or?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's better. Hi, Kay. We're just about to interview your lovely daughter.
Kay, who should interview her, me or Selwyn? You decide. Mummy can decide who gets interviewed. you want Selwyn to interview Joe, or shall I do it? I won't be offended if you say Selwyn, don't worry.
There's a drum roll now. Yeah, she was earlier.
Scott said he's got freedom.
Where is Joe anyway? She didn't really want to be interviewed. I told her she had to.
Oops.
We've interviewed every squad winner so far, so... Oh.
Thank goodness for that. Well, we're just waiting for Jo Alderbrook to come back for her interview.
Yes, I think she's taken her bowling balls to the locker room.
Yeah. We'll have to send somebody to try and find her. Oh, she's wrote both.
What are you doing in studio?
She's wrote both of us.
She's done us up like Kipper. She's gone.
Yeah, she's left the building. She's done a Elvis Presley on us.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Kay, we only have 2 pairs of headphones, and Joe has to have one.
Joe won it, yeah. Well, we think you're well ahead. Come on, Joe. Where you gone?
Okay. Roll bold. Go you.
Yeah, keep watching the official website. IrishtempingBowling.ie, I think it is it?
We'll do Ryan.
Also to Talk Temping and Bowling Digital carrying the results this week. Have we found her yet?
Not yet. I'm looking.
She's there.
Ryan Carter says hello.
Oh, she's just getting a photo with Michael Rowe first. Michael Rowe, the boulder shore.
Craig says hello.
Who?
Ryan Carter said hello.
Ah, hello, Ryan Carter.
Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the bowling. We're just waiting for a superstar, possible winner of the squad. Oh, there she is.
Ah,
there
possible winner, definite winner of the squad.
Definite now, definite winner. Yeah.
Cooey, Joe. Sorry?
What's your link for the live stream?
Sam.
YouTube, really? Yeah, YouTube and then search. No. We're actually running it on Talk Temping's YouTube channel. We were going to run it on
Sam.
the Irish Open.
Joe. Oh, is she coming?
I think she's coming, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Hope so.
She better do. Fans are waiting for her.
Yeah.
So we decided you're going to do it, Selwyn?
No, you will.
All right, yeah.
Right, Joe, have a seat.
Bit tight. We don't want it a bit tight. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Excellente. So let's bring the studio.
This program is brought to you by Storm Products,
2
the
seconds.
Bowlers Company.
There we go. Right, we got her on screen. Jo Alderbrook. What did you finish with then?
1392, 1440.
1440 with ladies bonus. Pretty happy with that then.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Yeah, you should do as well.
Yeah.
How are you bowling generally?
Okay, I think.
Are you bowling much?
I play league now. Since I moved down to Birmingham, I play league 2 nights a week. So I play a sport league on a Tuesday and just a house league on a Thursday. So it's a bit more fun.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to play sport patterns again.
Oh, good.
I couldn't really practice when I was in Sheffield. Sheffield's not in a great
It's not in a,
state,
yeah.
is it?
Yeah,
So I wasn't really bowling. So now, at least when I do rock up to a tournament every now and then, I have got a bit of play in me. It's just a competitive play I've not really got much of at the minute.
What's held you back over the last few years? Because since Selwyn, then you've got a lot of potential still to be a great player. And
money.
Yeah.
Life just changes. I've had a fair few injuries. My shoulder, 2014, really set me back a long time, and I never really recovered much from that. So it's been hard to go from that. I went to Abu Dhabi for the Worlds, and then after that I was like, I've done a lot now, I've travelled a lot, I want
Want a break?
to settle down a bit.
Yeah.
Calm down a bit.
How old are you now?
Too old.
Go on, how old are you now?
Too old.
26, 7? More? You're 30 now?
31.
You're 31?
Yeah.
Still got that baby face though, haven't you?
I know. It was my 30th when we was in Abu Dhabi.
Ah, right, didn't know.
Yeah.
Ah, wow.
Getting
Makes me
on
feel
a bit.
old now.
I know.
What did you do in that block then? Did you change across the house?
Yeah, I started with my lock, try and smooth it out a bit. It only had 1,000 on it, but then we put some polish on it the other night just to try and give me a different shape. But I saw that start to roll a bit too early, switched to my snap lock.
Hi, Nick.
And then after that was fine. I stayed with my snap lock, just changed my hand position a little bit to try and get it rolling a bit earlier or pushing further down the lane if I needed to. But I pretty much stayed around the same sort of area, just nudged left or right if I needed to.
And what did you play with?
Snap lock.
Oh, you just said
Yeah.
snap lock, sorry.
Lock and then the snap lock.
Just check everybody. We got a picture of Joe on the screen now because Kay said we had no picture. Are we getting a picture of the studio? Just let us know. Just waiting for somebody to say something. I'm presuming the picture's on. But anyway, we'll keep talking anyway.
Okay.
What's next for you?
German League. Me and Haley Runke go to German League now, and that's great fun. So I've got 2 more weeks of German League in February. County trials, and then who knows? I've signed up to the sport tour, but
right.
whether I play, I don't know.
What are you doing for work these days?
I've just gone into procurement, purchasing.
All right.
So I'm doing data analyst work for that. So
Excellent. Making a bit of wedge.
yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's a nice change. It's challenging. Something I enjoy. I'm in a good company, so
Oh, good.
yeah, it's all right.
Well, keep enjoying life and bowling and.
It means I can bowl again. I'm Monday to Friday. They support my work. I'm obviously close with Sam now, so we've got the ball, we've got the pro shop close by. So
What's with hair? How come it's normal?
it's still purple.
Is it? A little bit. Oh yeah, at the back. Yeah, yeah.
It's just up because we had a long day, haven't we? It was a bit of a mess.
Well, your mum's watching, so do you want to say anything to
I
mum?
know, she phoned me and said, hurry up and get on this interview so I can go and do some work, I think.
Well, congratulations, Joe. It's
Thank you.
really great to see you winning a block and be playing well again.
Yeah, it felt good.
You've got every chance to be the female champion at some point.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Good luck.
Been a long time coming if it does happen.
Well, it's just another feather in the cap, isn't it?
Coming a long time.
Yeah, you due another big win at some point.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely. Well, good luck. It's nice to see you over here, Joe, and we'll see you in the final, hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that just about concludes thanks, Joe. That just about concludes this block. We'll be back, what time are we on now? So we're back at 8 o'clock. I hope you've enjoyed the stream we just had there. It was different. It was good. We've had quite a few guests on that one. Started with Timmy Mack and Adam, and then moved on to Adam and Alex Hamilton, and then we had Selwyn in at the end, and then Joe. So pretty good block, that one. I'm quite happy with that show. So if you've missed any of this, then you won't understand what I'm saying now. Everything's going to be up on YouTube anyway. If you missed any blocks over the last few days, we'll be streaming every squad from now on, and full commentary on all of them. So all that's left to say is goodbye for now. We're going to leave you with a Storm advert from our sponsors, and we'll see you at 8 o'clock. Thanks for watching.
The original phase, when we developed it, we had one real strong thought in mind. We wanted something that was smooth, something that was controllable, something that when it encountered friction, it didn't really jump. phase 2, we have a sanded solid. The additive in a solid, when it's sanded, creates very strong peaks, very strong spikes. So those displace oil. So essentially what we're doing is by making those really strong dynamic peaks in the TX16 cover, we're able to create something that reads dry, even drier. But the nice thing about it is you can now move in and you can play into heavier oil.
So I've watched Kyle Troop bowl for a very long time, and he's obviously two-handed, but his ball speed and his rev rate match each other, so that lets him play anywhere in the lane that he wants to. When you have a ball in his hands like the phase 2, with a slight hand position change, he's able to play awfully straight or swing the entire lane if he wants to. That lower RG high differential gives him that smooth, easy transition on the back end, but he's able to cover a lot of boards laterally with a ball like that.
The phase 2 would probably be one of my first balls out of my bag on many patterns, anywhere from medium to long patterns. Having the solid cover stock, such a strong core, but still being a symmetrical ball allows me to play the lanes a little bit further left. One of the big differences I noticed between the phase and the phase 2 was, with the phase being a pearl cover stock, it sometimes would shoot through the break point for me, whereas the phase 2, the solid cover stock really grabs and reads the lane and continues all the way through the pins.